Let's play DR Sports Prediction Battle. Are you obsessed with football like me? Do you know your Senegal from your Switzerland, your Ghana from your Germany, your England from your Ecuador? Put your knowledge to the test against me or any of the others playing DR Sports Prediction Battle this World Cup. Sign up and play by clicking the link. You just have to get the most right to win. Being obsessed with football might actually pay off. Just look at me.
Honestly, that is the best advert.
He's got a career in adverts, hasn't he?
He does. That's amazing, honestly, the quality on that. And if you want to win cash prizes, then click the link, sign up and make your picks. There's over £125,000 to win just in the group stages, and you can start from playing for as little as £1. And we are playing the same game as you, so you can play against us or you can play with family and friends. You must be over 18 to play, and there are daily specials and flash games to stay with us throughout Qatar 2022 and put your World Cup knowledge to the test. If we win big, we want to hear from you. Maybe we'll even get you on the show. So just click the link in the description or scan the QR code to play. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
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 Hello, Lee.
I'm good, thank you very much. Good win yesterday for England, so buzzing after that.
And a draw in the game after, I think, the Wales game. That's good.
Yeah, that was a really good game. I really enjoyed that Wales game, by the way. 2 good games yesterday. I didn't see the other games, but those 2 games were really good. I enjoyed them.
There was only one other, I think, yesterday. It was Netherlands.
Oh, Netherlands and Senegal, wasn't it? I didn't see that.
Late win.
I was travelling back from the studio. I see it was 0-0 for a while, and then they come back.
I think they scored the first in the 84th. And they won
late goals.
Late goals.
Late goals. Hi, Nick.
Hello.
The most beautiful Nick.
Thank you very much.
How are you today?
I'm very well. I'm tired.
On time, though.
On
time.
Early.
Actually, I'm going to say this. He actually got a rollicking yesterday for being late by old Leighton Lyle. And
Leighton.
where is he?
I mean, look, there is a lot of traffic getting into the studio, so I can't lie. It took myself an hour and a half, but somehow we still managed to make it on time.
Yeah, well done.
Thank
well
you.
done. Well done. The thing
Would you
was
rather be here or in Qatar?
Pardon?
Would you rather be here or in Qatar?
No, rather here. I had the choice.
Did you?
Yeah.
Would you have?
Same, rather be here.
Rather be here, yeah, me too.
Yeah. So,
Just not appealing to me that much, this World Cup.
No, I was a little bit like that. They actually said to me, you can go out there with Flex and Alex, or you can stay in the studio with Abbi and you. So in the end, it was
No-brainer.
It was a no-brainer, wasn't it?
No-brainer.
Well, you come in looking like a snowman today, so.
Well, it was cold this morning, wasn't it?
I was going to say, you've got to keep a hat on.
Yeah.
Get a bit cold.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Right.
We are kicking off in about 25 minutes' time. Shall we have a look at the team and see if we can read through those, just so we know where we're at? For Argentina, it's Martinez in goal, Romero, Tagliafico, Otamendi, Molina, Gomez, DePaul, Paredes, Messi is captain, Martinez and Di Maria. Nicky, you want to have a go with
Saudi well said, Arabia? By the way, you've done that really well.
Yeah, you've done that really well.
Thank you.
Out away is in goal, Al-Bulahi, Al-Sharani, Kano, Abdul Hamid, Al-Malki, Al-Shiri, Al-Tambakti, Al-Faraj, who's the captain, Al-Dosari and Al-Baraikin.
That was I have to say, that was very, very good.
Thank you.
Was very good.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed.
If I put
you both of you, that's why you're presenters and I'm not.
You absolutely smashed it.
Well done, smashed it.
Argentina are unbeaten in all 4 of their previous meetings with Saudi Arabia. They've won 2 and they've drawn 2. I mean, in this game, are we kind of just expecting this is going to be Argentina's game?
Oh, 100%. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at another big scoreline, 4-5.
This should be a cricket score.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, when you look at the quality of the 2 teams, should be a cricket score. It doesn't always work that way in the World Cup, though, does it? You never know. You never know. But yeah, I'm expecting a lot of goals from Argentina today.
Break them down early, and then a bit like the England game. Once you get that early goal, then it'd be a test until they score.
You always find there's a shock in the early stages of the World Cup. Yeah. I remember France getting beat by Senegal when they was world champions in 2002. So there's always one, isn't there? We haven't seen it yet, so maybe this is the one. You never know. You never know.
Messi, obviously, there's a lot of talk around this World Cup. It's probably going to be his last, if not definitely his last. It would be amazing if he could kind of complete football and win it. But historically, Argentina have never been that good in a World Cup.
What, when he's been playing?
Yeah.
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 Just want to get that out there because, like, you know,
in general.
Yeah,
but in terms of the Messi
era, no, I agree with you.
They've never
got to the final and he didn't perform in the final, did he? Like,
you know, so 2014's final when he wasn't there. I don't know what it is. You know, some people, you know, some players. It's a big occasion, isn't it? It's the biggest occasion that you'll ever play in sport. It's the biggest sporting event in the world. And some people like, and I'm not saying Messi's not a good player or a world-class player or, you know, one of the best ever, but sometimes occasions just get to you, you know. But being a bit older and a bit more wise, you know, maybe it'd be a bit different. You know, that's 8 years ago. It's a long time ago, isn't it? You know,
I also think with Argentina, I know this is a little bit of a silly statement. They've had too many good players, too many good forwards in the past, and I don't think they've got the balance right. You know what I mean? Trying to fit them all in, trying to make them all happy. You know, when you think about some of the forwards that they've had, you know. Yeah,
you know, the likes of
Higuain
and Carlos Tevez and you know what I mean. It was Crespo. I don't know whether he played.
What's the man? I can't think of his name.
Aguero, yeah.
So they've had some real forwards, and then to fit them in and Messi as well, they've had to leave a couple out. Big egos, these forwards. You know what I mean? So maybe that's why they probably haven't done it. But now they've just got Martinez as the main sort of guy with Messi. So maybe the balance is a little bit better for them.
You know, too many superstars in the past.
Yeah, that can happen. Definitely can happen. Too many superstars.
And by the way, I do like the Argentinian kit.
The Argentinian kit is lovely. We've got one behind us. I don't know if you can see it.
I honestly think it's probably the standout kit. Do you think of the World Cup?
I don't know. I quite like the Netherlands kit.
The Holland one looks like. I thought it was velvet.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it's got that sort of.
It's iconic. The Dutch one, isn't it?
Yeah. I also really like the French one. It's quite plain, but it's just quite sleek. Yeah. The blue one.
Yeah.
The USA one's really plain, isn't it?
Really plain. Yeah.
What's really plain?
The USA kit.
Yeah.
A little bit plain. In terms of Argentina, as we just said, they've maybe had too many superstars in the past to maybe get them over the line, but they have been in, as you mentioned, a few finals. If he does win this one, if Argentina do take it home, because I guess they are one of the favourites, kind of alongside Brazil, is it something you'd want to see? Because then it just means he's absolutely completed football, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I suppose so. I'm be honest, I'm more in the Ronaldo camp as the better player. Like, you know, I always think I had a little bit of a thing with Messi and all that. Like, you know, I've seen him a few times. Fantastic player. I remember him diving and cheating their way at the Emirates one season, and I thought, well, you're too good to do that. So I've always been a little bit.
But this is why look, he's one of the best that's ever played the game. But this is why I always say people like Maradona are better. Maradona won World Cups on his own.
Yeah.
He's never done this. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why when the argument comes, you know, people talk about current generation talk about Messi, Ronaldo. You know, you look at Pele, you look at Cruyff, you look at Maradona. Maradona won World Cups on his own.
The thing is,
that's why, for me, they're not even in that conversation as the best ever to play the game.
I'm with you. If Maradona was playing now with the rules and everything now, he'd have a field day.
But listen, he's
up there.
Yeah, he's up there. He's up there. But there's no conversation about who's the best. He's not the best.
And also, what I will say about Ronaldo, and I'll give him credit, and Messi, like, you know, was it 5 World Cups they've been in now, or 4 or 5? So if he's still doing it at 35, 37, is incredible, really.
Yeah,
it's
incredible. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, to be playing at the highest level. And you have a look at, not so much Ronaldo this season, but definitely Messi. They play every game. They don't get rested, do they? If you go through their careers, they play. You know, virtually non-stop. You know, unbelievable, really.
No, you are right. In terms of Saudi Arabia, they've actually participated in quite a few World Cups, the last few tournaments. But is it because they're coming up against Argentina, we're just looking at them and thinking they've got no chance today?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you just think they're too strong. I mean, I don't know the history of Saudi and what they've ever done, but I couldn't imagine they've ever made it out of the group stage. I don't even know they play in qualifying, and I know that's ignorant to say. Should have done some research, really. You know, if Julian was here, he would have done.
Oh, Julian would have got his notes out by now.
But I haven't really done. But I don't know they play in qualifying. I don't know. I don't know any of their players. Do any of the players play in the Premier League? Do any of them play in any of the top leagues? I don't know.
If you guys know in the chat, let us know. Let us know if you know any leagues that the Saudi players play in. I'll give you a good stat on them though. So Saudi have won only 3 of their 16 matches at the FIFA World Cup. They didn't qualify in 2010 and they didn't qualify in 2014, but they have actually qualified in 6 other tournaments.
Well, I would say 16 games. They've got to have got out of the group once. They've got to.
They must have.
What,
They've
only
drawn
won
2
3
and
games?
lost 11. So I guess in those 2 that they drew.
Yeah, if they've played
managed to get
16, they've got to have got out of the group once. They've got to.
The last time they kept a clean sheet in all 16 matches they've played in the World Cup was in 1994 against Belgium. So this is probably going to be quite a high scoring.
You've got to
high
look at
scoring
cricket
one.
scorers. And
Listen, if Argentina click, we've just been watching them on screen. They're just demolishing
Italy.
If they click, they win this easy, and they could go all the way. As we say, you're looking at one of the teams that's favourites. If you're going to struggle against Saudi Arabia, that's it. This is where the World Cup is a bit funny, isn't it? Like when you've got like Saudi Arabia in it, and teams like Italy couldn't qualify and things like that. That's where it's a little bit, unfair. I suppose.
I like it. I like it because you've got to earn your place there.
Yeah,
you have to play the teams around you, and obviously Saudi will never play Italy in qualifying. But I like the fact that there's teams like Saudi Arabia and Qatar and teams like that, because I'm sick of seeing the Italys and the Argentinas and all that. Sometimes I like to see.
Something different.
Something different, yeah.
But it is a bit weird having a major tournament without Italy.
Yeah.
Especially thinking back, but obviously they won the Euros, they're the current holders. But is it about, maybe having more quality? And this is no disrespect to Saudi Arabia, they could absolutely go on and win. But we can only base it off of what we saw yesterday, Iran, conceding 6. Is it kind of like you'd want to see maybe a few more competitive games in the group stages?
It's a difficult one because, with the likes of Saudi Arabia, it's all down to investment, isn't it? It's all down to investment in the country. You see some of these countries turn up and their FA is like a little office like this, and they only run out of that, and they've got to fund themselves, and they find struggle to fund. And then you've got the likes of England and Argentina, who they're putting the first class accommodations and all that, and some of these teams struggle. But if they qualify for the World Cup over and over and over again,
then they must be doing something
right.
Then
they must be doing something right, and then it might prompt some more investment into the national side. Like with the women's game, a bit like the women's game. The women's game is growing, and we need to grow some of these nations. The likes of Luxembourg and San Marino, they're never going to get into World Cups. But when you get smaller nations like Saudi Arabia, even Wales to a certain extent, Wales in the first tournament since 1958 in this World Cup. Investment, development, grassroots development is key to all of these countries, and we might see more competitive in the future. Yeah. Rather than seeing the Italys and them big countries, investment into the game is what they need, and that's what this is all about. That's what going to the World Cup is all about: getting more investment, getting more money. Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. It's just one of those talking points, I guess you could say, if you wanted to see the likes of Italy, other countries in there which are more competitive and make the group stages more competitive. But that is what makes the World Cup so amazing, that they've got so many different types of players and different organisations from different parts of the world, which brings actually all the cultures together as well. Yeah, and the one thing I do agree with Nicky is there about that. But when you have a look at the teams like Luxembourg, teams like San Marino, they've got no chance of qualifying, Abbi. They've got no chance because of the big guns that are in there, like England, Italy. When you've got Italy not qualifying, our likes of Luxembourg, but the likes of Saudi Arabia, because they're in a weaker sort of qualification group, they've got an easier chance, an easier route of going in there. So maybe like what they should do is to try and even it up, is that then say, right, okay, they win that, then they have to qualify against one of the minnows of Europe, So I think it is difficult. Wales, by the way, have done fantastically well when you think how small a nation that they are.
But they've got a couple of world-class players, as you well know. Like one of them, like
I mean, let's just talk about Wales quickly because that was a good game last night.
I enjoyed the game last night.
It was, and actually, this kind of implies to both sides, especially the USA, because the investment that they've had in their side actually has been huge. When you look at their starting 11, especially, I look at it and I think that's actually a really good team they've got out there now. And in terms of Wales, them qualifying for the first time in God knows how many years, it's incredible to see, and they've always been a bit of an underdog. So that was a really good battle, I thought, last night.
I really enjoyed it, and I'll tell you what, like, I don't care what anybody says about Wales. Wales have got one world-class player and one class player. You have a look at that American side, they ain't got no world-class players in it. Like, and I'd say, that listen, you know more about Gareth Bale than I do. He didn't have one of his better games yesterday, but he still, he when it mattered, penalty. When it mattered. Aaron Ramsey as well. Them two players, they're two standout players for Wales. He creates the penalty, he gets the penalty, like, you know. And I think that Wales, when you've got that type of player, that's why they've done really well over the last few years. They've got those two players, and now what they've built over the last few years is some other players now, a lot more players playing in the Premier League. I'll go back to when in the Euros they didn't have that, and they still got to the semi-final, like, you know. So they've done fantastic. They've had a little golden, a little bit like I don't know if you've watched that thing about the Wales, you know, like standing together or something when they've built. Like they went through, like they said, right, we've got Bale, we've got Ramsey, we've got Allen, we've got so and so. We're just going to chuck them in from a very, very early age, and they've done it, you know, and they've got the rewards over these last 10 years. So. I thought Wales probably should have won it come the end of the game, but I asked this question: why so negative in the first half?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't understand why they was like that. Like,
a lot of teams are like that.
A lot of teams are like that. Why don't you know? England are a little bit like that.
They try and, I guess, they try and be a bit more pragmatic.
Yeah.
But I think their coach, what's his name, Rob
Page.
Harris. He'd openly said, you know, their intention for that first half was with Dan James and to kind of utilise his pace and stuff like that. And credit to him, because he realised it wasn't working and he needed someone to come and offer him something different, and that's why he brought on Kiefer Moore, and it completely changed the game. I don't think they actually meant to set up in that pragmatic way. I think it was more a credit to the USA and how the USA were playing. Yeah,
I think the USA did start the game quite well. They've got a few handy players as well, USA. And someone said to me yesterday, which is something that, you know, is food for thought. With their resources and their money and everything else, and the players that they've now got playing in the Premier League, if they want to take this seriously, they can become a force in international football, USA. They really can, because they've got, you know, I was just saying about the money, the investment and everything. If they want to invest money, they've got money to invest, for, you know, 10 times more than we have. So they're on the rise, and I was surprised. I didn't know Weah was Georgie Weah's son. He was born in New York.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, he's a Ballon d'Or winner, Georgie Weah, and you know he
took that goal really well.
Took
by the
it
way.
really well.
It was
I
a good
thought
finish.
It was a fantastic finish with outside of his right boot. But yeah, you're starting to see a few more of these teams like the Wales and you know, and I think that comes from the investment. You know, a lot of these players are now playing in the Premier League, as Lee said. You know, when you know in the Wales team. Even in the Euros, you know, I think who was it? Didn't have a club. Was it Earnshaw? Robert? No, it wasn't Robert Earnshaw, wasn't it? Someone didn't even have a club
after the
Euros.
Yeah, it might have been, or was it Robson Carney? I
think it was Robson Carney. I think you're right.
He didn't even have a club.
I think you're right there.
Yeah, potentially so. But this is what the best thing in the world is about, being at the World Cup or being at the Euros, because you know, you can just see the talented players that come through. If you have a good tournament, your price tag goes up. That's why, you know, Dortmund have been super clever with Jude Bellingham setting a price tag, because, you know, even we saw yesterday just the
how good was he yesterday?
And I mean, how old is he? 19 years old?
19 years old.
I mean, just absolutely insane, the talent he has. So this is what the biggest stage in the world is about. Let's just have a quick read through some of the chats. Time to Wake Up said, I understand that the point that Italy is probably better than most teams in the World Cup, but it is nice to see a country like Wales or a Canada that haven't been in the World Cup for a long time, which is absolutely correct. And that also goes for the Saudis, Iran, etc., etc. You know, it's great to have different teams in there. Just from a competitive point of view, as the question was, would you rather see someone like an Italy in there to give it another competitive aspect? Let's have a look and see what else you are saying. HH says Argentina 6-0. Abdallah says 8-0 for Saudi. Lots of people.
That would be a shock.
Bass93 said Saudi, Jordan, Egypt, etc. have a better chance of qualifying because how the comparison between them due to other teams. Time to Wake Up said Wales were lucky that the American defender decided to use his karate skills at the worst time. I mean, that was a penalty for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, blatant.
Oh, well, yeah, there was arguing about it as well. You know what I mean? Was, you know, sometimes, you know, you don't need VAR sometimes.
It's just clear and obvious.
It was just clear and obvious. Well said, Abbi. That was just clear and obvious.
Clear and obvious. Tenditum said, what Nicky is saying is true about investment. I'm from the Philippines. Our women's team will be in 2023 Women's World Cup, and our country is investing in the football to prepare for it.
Yeah.
So that's exactly the point. You've got to invest.
Fantastic to see.
Yeah, you've got to invest in the women's game as well as these other countries that maybe haven't been so successful on a, you know, major tournament.
Yeah.
Let's get your predictions in, guys, so send them through what you think the score's going to be. We've got a 10-0 Messi with 5 goals and 5 assists.
Cool.
We've got an Argentina 5-0. Danar said 5-1. Minhaj said 3-0. Messi hat-trick. Argentina 4-0. Argentina 20-0. Okay. This is 20-0. But no, what's a realistic prediction for you, Nicky, today?
I think they should be looking at least 5 after watching England yesterday. Yeah, I think they've got the quality. I think at least 5, but it could be any score, couldn't it? Let's be fair. It could be any score. If they want to win 20-0, they could win 20-0. It just depends how, you know. The thing is, outside of Europe, teams from the sort of the climate of Argentina, they typically do well. So, yeah, it's not going to be a heat issue or an energy issue. They're all used to that. They honestly, this could be a cricket score. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope it is competitive. But yeah, I think it's going to be at least 5, at least.
I think that as well. But I'm going to go 4. But like, I think like what is a good thing about this is like with England yesterday. When you watch England over the last few years, when they've played these smaller sides, they've struggled. I think it really, you know, that's why people were predicting yesterday tight result,
tight game. Yeah.
Tight game. England yesterday. Bosh, you know what I mean? They don't care about who you're playing. That's a statement, and Argentina need to do that as well today.
The thing I liked about what England done yesterday, because what Abbi was saying was true, a lot of these teams, and what you said, they set up negative at the start. Iran didn't want to play football.
No.
They wanted to sit everyone behind the ball and try and make it difficult for England. Now, that's what impressed me about England yesterday, is that they found ways around that.
Yeah.
They found ways around that low block. You know, they passed around them like they wasn't there at times.
And they didn't set up in that kind of negative formation that we've seen him do.
Yeah.
Who's your man of the match yesterday?
Saka, by far.
Yeah, Saka was mine. Bellingham, I kind of found it difficult to split the two, actually.
Yeah.
I actually watched it again. You know the highlight? I watched the
very
highlights
close second.
Afterwards, and you know, with a bit of commentary and all that. I thought Bellingham was
class.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know,
just
I
super
just think,
mature.
as much as I love Saka, and I think Saka was fantastic yesterday, I just think Bellingham just shaded it.
I think he's going to be a standout in this World Cup.
Yeah, he just dominated the midfield.
Yeah,
like, you know.
and this is the tournament. I mean, I know he's kind of already broken onto the scene anyway, but this is one where he can really just boost himself onto that whole new stratosphere of elite player. You know, and at the age he's at, this is what you want to be doing on the biggest stage in the world.
Yeah, 19 years of age, it's incredible.
Absolutely. Billy said an unpopular opinion that Argentina lineup is average and old. Average age is 30, apart from Messi and Toro. No really top players in the peak of their powers. Do you agree with that, Nicky?
When you look at it, yeah, I suppose so. Like, you know, the likes of Di Maria and people like that, yeah, they are past 30 now. But a lot of them at their peak. I don't think they're past their peak. A lot of them are at their peak. You know.
But also, it helps to have experience, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah. You've got to, and there's a lot of big players there playing big games. And
listen, it was only a year ago they won the Copa America, like, you know what I mean. So you know that's not to be sneezed at, by the way.
No,
you know
definitely not.
Definitely not.
Teams like that. So they're experienced. They've got the winning mentality, and I think that, you know, it's a little bit disrespectful. Martinez up front's quality player. I think he's about 24, 25. I don't think he's that old, and they've got, you know, Tottenham star boy at the back there who's supposed to be the best defender in the Premier League.
No one's ever said that.
So well, a few Spurs fans have. Like,
it has to give that little bit of bittiness, doesn't it?
I'm not having a dig, like, you know what I mean? Like,
has to have a dig. It's not even 10 o'clock in the morning.
You're never going to win, Abby. He doesn't even cheer his own players from his own country.
That's true. That's a very, very, very good point.
Oh, that's 2 against 1 here, isn't it, like, Nicky?
That's the first time you'll ever see Spurs and West Ham back each other up.
It, like,
first and the last time.
No, but he is a good defender, Romero, let's be honest. So they've got, I don't know how old's Romero. He ain't that old, is he?
I don't know. He's not particularly old.
Yeah, so I think they've got a couple of, you know, I watched this Martinez today. He's a good player. If you know, watch out for him. Good player.
I would watch it if it was on.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
The only thing I would say, I think...
Oh, it's late and low, he's here, like.
Robbie has entered the building.
Robbie, you can't be late for these things, you know.
Do you know what? I think that gives a forfeit. I think you might have to have a chilli. Good morning. Oh, that's because I said you want to have a chilli.
The only thing I would say about Argentina is if they come up against a younger team with a bit more legs, they could struggle. You know, like a France.
Yeah, that's a fair.
So let me just say something here. You think it's not just in video people consume this thing. A lot of people listen to it. So when I was driving down in my car today, right, late, stuck in a traffic jam.
The traffic was bad.
An hour and a half. Thank you, Abby.
I was stuck for an hour and a half as well.
It's no excuse. You had to go
in a lot of traffic. I heard you, late and low, and all this and that, and giving it this and that.
No, because
I heard you.
I actually felt sorry for Nicky yesterday. He was stressed out because of traffic, and your exact words. That's no excuse. You've got to be here on time.
Because he was hosting.
Earlier was his exact words.
Wait a minute. He was hosting. I wasn't supposed to be here. I was supposed to be in Qatar.
That's true. That is true.
So chill out, man.
Yeah, just chill out. Yeah,
chill out. I heard you. No, to be fair to Nicky, he had a little slide dig, but you kept going on, late and Lyle and this. You think I didn't hear you?
I just say.
I'm sticking up for the Saudis. I heard you talking about, Italy should be. Not
Italy should be, but the question was.
Italy should not.
Thank you, Abby.
It wasn't Italy should absolutely. Italy have not earned it, but the question was: would you have liked to see Italy?
I would have liked to
in the World Cup.
I would have liked to see it, but they didn't earn it. It's a bit like the Super League thing, isn't it? Right? If you haven't earned it, too bad. Doesn't matter how big you are.
Yeah.
If you're that big, you should get there, innit?
Yeah, but I also think now, like realistically, with this World Cup, you virtually know that. Looking at England's group, you know that they're gonna get first or second. So
listen. Remember the last World Cup? I think it was Tunisia. I was at the game, man. We just scraped a little last.
And 2014, we didn't even make it out.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So. I think Saudi Arabia, they in their group to get to the World Cup, I think they come above Japan and Australia. I think.
Really?
Yeah. So, you know what I mean?
That's some achievement, that is, isn't it?
No, but it's
Japan,
yeah, decent.
Some good players.
Listen, I'm very popular in Australia, so come on the Aussies.
I've got Japan in the sweepstake as well, yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. Whoever has made it to the World Cup
deserves to be there.
Absolutely deserves to be there.
There are twists and turns as well. Look at the Euros. Switzerland knocked out France.
Exactly.
France would have nailed on favourites.
Remember that time it was Senegal? Beat
France,
we said that, yeah.
Let's see what else you guys are saying. Lots of you are saying 72-0, Argentina 8, Messi 5 goals, 18-1 win, 7-0 Argentina. I mean, I haven't seen anyone for a Saudi win or draw yet, but I mean,
you know what, Abby, I'll say one thing. The Saudis, number one, they'll have loads of support. It's next door.
Of course, it's next door.
And they'll be fired up, man. It's in the Middle East, man. This is big. I mean, I was kind of surprised with Iran yesterday. I thought they might give England a tougher game because
I did as well.
Because it's like in the Middle East, they'd be really fired up and that. But England were brilliant. But
who's your man of the match yesterday?
For England?
Yeah.
It was Bellingham or Saka.
Yeah.
One of them two, man. I probably would have given it to Saka who scored twice, but Bellingham was good, wasn't he? 19.
Outrageously good. We have kicked off. We are underway, by the way, so we will keep you up to date with everything.
The thing that I keep thinking about at Bellingham is how is it that every English club let him end up at Dortmund? How is that?
Well, so I mean, he was at Manchester. He was at not Manchester. He was at Birmingham, and he was so good. Obviously, they retired the jersey, which all of us at the time were thinking this is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's 19 years old. So when he went to Dortmund, he was what, 16?
16
years
To
old.
be honest with you, I think Man United were in a big. They was in with a shout of getting him. They really wanted him, but I think, you know, you've seen the likes of Sancho go to Dortmund and do really well. Yeah, so I think maybe his parents or his agent might turn around and say to him,
but even so, like a club like Man U, Arsenal, anybody could have
but
bought him,
are you
bought him and loan him out. Say, buy him and say, right, we're going to loan him to Dortmund for 2 years.
Because you're not really guaranteed. I suppose, like, going to Dortmund, they've guaranteed him first team football, haven't they?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
And that's the thing.
Could you loan him?
I agree.
They could have done, but would you have got the same? Would he have got the same amount of time? And I guess patience for him to actually go on and properly break through it in a Premier League side.
Yeah, I guess
I don't think so,
that's
because you're seeing a lot more of this now. Sancho was one of the first to go over to Germany. He broke into the Dortmund side, and when you're that age, you're now looking at the likes of Tomori having to move to Italy because he couldn't break into the Chelsea side. I think you're going to see a lot more of this. I think this will benefit the English game as well.
That kid who was playing yesterday for the USA, Musa.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a chance already for Argentina.
1-0. Great save.
Good save. That was Messi.
God, that was a great. I thought that was in.
Yeah.
Early warning sign there. 1 minute in, Messi's already had a shot on goal.
Wow.
So let's see what can happen.
What'd you do this time, Rob? Under 6.5 shots on target or what?
You know what? I forgot to register my bloody thing, man.
That's because you was late, is it?
Yeah, you listen, right?
But don't forget, guys, if you actually do want to do your predictions, make sure you scan the barcode and go and play along with us. It was a good save, but Messi is there. He is awake.
I think I was the only one yesterday that got the Kane one right.
Just to score.
Yeah, I think everybody went.
Shock from you.
Everybody went Harry Kane to score, but me. There you go.
I thought, well, to be fair, I thought it would be like a 2-1 and Kane pen. I thought it'd be a lot closer.
I thought it'd be a closer game, man, and you got to hand it to England. Like, I was driving home last night, and I had so many people like. This is the problem I feel sometimes with England, is that we either get too carried away, or sometimes we can still be negative. So people are like, we won 6-2, but
it's only Iran.
The 2 goals we conceded, I mean, and they were really going on about the 2 goals. Which, by the way, that penalty I thought was ridiculous. Right?
Yeah, it was ridiculous, especially after Maguire was absolutely clattered in the first 10 minutes of the game.
But I just feel that when it comes to England, the scrutiny that England come under, and I think that's an example of it. They've won 6-2, right? So you think about it, right? When we played, when Arsenal played earlier on in the season, and we played Leicester, we beat them 4-2. Were we moaning about the 2 goals?
Yeah.
We was. Was it?
Listen, for me, like yesterday, it was fair. We blew them away. But there was that tinge of disappointment at the end of it. 2 goals. We were saying.
I would say disappointment.
How can it be?
There's
not disappointment, but you know what I mean?
Warning signs there. That's what I would say.
No, but
signs.
are we over scrutinising that? Because when Man City beat United 6-3,
did you?
Were the City fans going, but the worrying signs was we conceded those 3. They'd just be like, the City fans would be like, bit disappointing we let them get a 3, but and then everybody watching that game, by the way, was saying things like, it was 6-3, but that's only because City took their foot off the gas.
Well, maybe that's how a little bit. I think
England which England did do yesterday. But the thing is, with England now, everybody would be like, that's very worrying. They go over the top, you know what I mean?
I think that's just an English mentality, to be honest with you. I think they're always a glass half empty than rather a glass half full. Especially with England team anyway.
It always seems to be accelerated with England because when you look at, I was looking at the comments yesterday, the rest of the world wants to foul bad. You know? They turn around and say,
a lot of that's to do with our arrogance and our press.
And the song is a big part of it.
It's coming home.
It's coming home and all that sort of thing. They think we're actually taking it seriously.
So funny that they get annoyed over a song.
They really get annoyed with it. You know
what it is, right? I think with the England, like in going to World Cups and stuff like that, a lot of the fans from around the world think that the English fans are very arrogant. But I don't think it's really because of the fans. I think it's more because of our press. Yeah. Our press is very arrogant, man, when it comes to football. It is kind of like,
I think, we've got a great chance this time. It's not being arrogant neither. I think
I'll tell you what.
England have got. I think with Bellingham now, I think we've got a world-class midfield player up front. There's a lot of teams that are a little bit blunt. We've got in abundance. You know what I mean? Harry Kane.
Look at yesterday. The subs we were able to bring.
Yeah.
You got Rashford coming on, Grealish coming on.
Defence is a little.
Yeah, he's a little bit there, but you know, even though Kane didn't score yesterday, and I'm not loving him because of who the team he plays for, but as a player, he still contributed yesterday with a couple of assists.
His crossing.
You know, like that cross, by the way, for that goal.
For Sterling's goal.
For Sterling's goal, you know.
He's like an upgraded version of Teddy Sheringham now, isn't he? He drops in that hole. He
has got a lot of ability.
The ball around.
He's an incredible player.
Yeah, I think
he's a better goal scorer, I think.
You know, so we've got that.
There's no. I've said it before. There's no super standout team to me, right? Argentina, my tips to win it, to win the whole thing, right? But there's no super standout team. There's a lot of. They're a very good side.
You don't think Brazil are a
Brazil are a very good side, but they beat Brazil. Everyone keeps forgetting that Argentina beat Brazil in the Copa America, right? You know what I mean? So Brazil are a great side, but there's no. Brazil. Do you look at Brazil and say they're way better than England? I don't think they are.
I know exactly what you mean. I was looking at sort of World Cups of yesteryear, and when you look at the when we lost to them in 2002, you had the likes of Ronaldo,
Ronaldinho,
like really like people you'd be scared to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you think, oh my goodness, if these turn up today, even the likes of like Romario and players like
unbelievable
that back in the day,
players,
Rivaldo and. You know, and they've got them in abundance.
How good was he?
They're going to check. They're going to check for a penalty.
Let's have a look and see what that is.
that was from the. They're getting really clamping down on this. You know.
He's looking at the screen, so this has got to be.
Is this on the shirt pulling in the box?
He's holding him. Look.
That's the same as Maguire's one.
That's the same as the Maguire one.
But they didn't give it. Super chat from Narlin.
That's a penalty.
Narlin said, "It's coming home is annoying because you haven't won anything in more than 50 years."
But we've won something.
I don't think that's
a song.
If you don't give that Maguire one, they're going to give it. They're going to give it.
The Maguire one should have been given. That's a penalty.
Given.
There you go.
And there we go. It's a penalty for Argentina.
You see, the thing is, right, that's a right decision. And yesterday's one should have been given. The only thing
Set
is,
the precedent.
You know, the only thing I saw someone saying about that, and I did sort of say it at the time, the Maguire one,
both doing it.
Why it might not have been given is if you watch it, right, Maguire sort of gets his arm around him first.
He didn't, that Argentinian didn't, did he?
And then the guy's holding him, so I think that's why they looked at
If you have a look at that Argentinian player, didn't do that there.
But apparently before the tournament started, I heard Gareth Southgate saying yesterday, before the tournament started, they said to all the teams, we are clamping down on holding.
And really, see that ain't even going nowhere near that. What's he doing it for? What is he doing that for?
I agree with that. I hate that, man. Like, you know, all this
just
grabbing, holding, it's
just ridiculous defending that because it's not. It's going straight to the goalkeeper. There's no need to do it.
Yeah. Right, Messi for Golden Boot. Can I get a bit in quick?
Starting early.
This game.
Could you imagine if Messi misses?
Abby.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just giving you a hypothetical.
So we're going to go. Is he going to score? I think he might miss it. I'm going to go with Abbi on this one.
He's going with Abbi. He's been scoring.
No, he's scoring.
He's obviously going to score. It's just a hypothetical.
He's scoring.
Would you be shocked if he missed?
I wouldn't be shocked if he missed it. He's not a fantastic penalty taker, by the way. Messi.
Can't be good at
His record's not as.
He's scoring, mate.
Do you reckon?
All right, let's see if he can do it.
Here he goes. Look at that. Rolled it in.
Just rolled it in.
Rolled it in with that.
Well, listen to you, Abby.
And he's off the mark. It is 1-0 Argentina against Saudi Arabia.
You were saying, Abby.
I was giving you a hypothetical. Oh, the trolls today.
Never in doubt. It was a great penalty.
Yeah, great penalty. It's packed there, isn't it?
Let's have a read of what you guys are saying. Leveler said Bellingham is just different gravy. He's getting better every year. Liverpool Anfield Legendary said Bellingham is special. I can't wait for him to wear the famous Liverpool jersey. Do you think he's going to go to Liverpool?
No.
Where do you think he's going to go?
Well, there's only one team he can go to in England.
Might go Arsenal, man. Champions League team.
Man City. I don't think Liverpool will be able to afford him, if I'll be honest.
But Man City have got Rodri, they've got Calvin Phillips. I think he could go Liverpool. But I reckon them Real Madrids and all, mind you, they've got all Tukamani and guys like that now. So
I think like
it's a question of money.
It is a question of money.
I think Newcastle.
He could go Liverpool.
I think Liverpool need him.
Well,
I'll tell you what, I'd love to see
if he goes to Liverpool this season, that's without Champions League football.
You've
Of
got
course
to
you would.
put into
I'd like to see him
perspective
at
as well,
Tottenham.
And Bellingham.
where Liverpool are in the league at the moment. Their form is dire.
Yeah, they ain't going to get Champions League at the moment.
They've got to get in the Champions League to be able to attract anyone.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But he is, I think, exactly the right fit for Liverpool.
The thing is the thing is with Liverpool as well, being they've not got the financial backing of a Man City. They need to get in the Champions League to be able to.
Yeah, remember they might be selling the club as well.
Yeah.
So if they do that,
it could change.
Whoever comes in, you know.
And they need a midfield player, don't they? Because their midfield is just ageing a little bit. And I think that's where they're struggling.
They need that. They need that youth to kind of come back in there, especially with someone that's that talented at such a young age.
What a fun fact that I just came into my head.
Hit us with the fun fact.
Fastest goal of the World Cup so far, Messi's.
Was it really?
Yeah. See?
Was it?
All
That's
in
a
my
good
head.
fact.
No, I saw it in the screen there.
Oh, that's a good fact. I was going to
But
say,
the fastest
smart.
goal of the World Cup so far.
Oh, Messi weren't late, was he? He was right. He was early. Right.
Emma Kay said Bellingham wanted to go to Dortmund. He said no to English clubs himself.
Ah, right.
Yeah, you know Bellingham as well, Abbi. Yeah. I met this guy. He's a Birmingham City scout, and he was saying to me that his brother, Jude Bellingham's brother, is wicked as well, and they reckon he could even be better.
Wow.
Yeah. So
How old's the brother?
the brother's I think he's about 16, 15, 16.
They're
I think he plays further forward.
London lads, aren't they? They're not like Northern or
They
Birmingham.
are. I thought
Yeah,
that's
I think
Brummies.
I thought they were Bromleys.
Yeah, no, I know that. So they're down from this way. So
He's brilliant.
Chelsea, maybe Chelsea could afford him, I suppose. Back in the day.
Again,
I'm not
who
too
knows
sure.
if Chelsea will get Champions
I'd
League?
like to see. Come on, Arsenal put a bid in for him. Huh?
Nah, don't be silly.
What do you mean? Don't be silly.
Don't be silly.
Why not?
Because why you don't need
He's
him?
19.
He's realistically.
No, I think
realistically, he's going to go to Liverpool.
If you look at it right, like he'd be like the player to replace Xhaka. Because he plays in that role, he's like a box to box. So if you had Thomas Partey,
if you win the league, there's a
Bellingham.
conversation for it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you never know, that's what if you win a league, that's what he does for you.
Yeah.
It's like Liverpool, isn't it? 5 years ago, you'd have been, I ain't gonna go there, ain't gonna go there. But once they won the league, man, you open it up to getting anybody, innit?
If you were to win the league, there's the conversation. But I think I'd still be surprised.
You're looking, 90 million?
100 million.
100 million.
100, man.
100 million?
I reckon 150.
150. Arsenal ain't going to be paying that.
Cheeky bid for Declan Rice, then.
Huh?
Declan Rice.
Yeah, but I'm not being horrible. I'm a big Declan Rice fan. I'm not because big Nicky's over there, but what I'm saying is with that, if you've got 100 million, who are you going to spend that on? Bellingham at 19, who can do box to box, or Rice, who does a different job, but
Depends what you need,
Rice,
innit?
Rice can do box to box as well.
It does.
For me,
depend on-
I'd go and buy Danilo from the Brazilian for a little bit cheaper and get Bellingham. That would be a midfield to 21 and 19 for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
So you've thought it through?
Huh?
You've given it some thought?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, give it some
thought.
I've got a super chat from Big Ash who said, it's okay, Lee just wants to watch the Euro during the World Cup.
The what?
Much comment. I'm with Nicky on this one.
You just want to watch the Euros during the World Cup.
I'm with Nicky on this one. It's about developing grassroots football all over the world because Europe has had a massive head start.
Yeah, I heard what you said on that, Nicky. I agree with you as well. You are right. And it is the World Cup. It's not the European Cup. It's the World Cup.
No,
want to see teams from right around the world.
Well, my point is, and I was saying this earlier on, is that for a Luxembourg or a San Marino, it's very, very difficult for them ever to qualify.
Yeah.
Where a Saudi Arabia or an Iran, it's a little bit easier to qualify for them.
I used to play with a geezer in Sunday League that got called up for one of them teams.
Really?
Yeah, for one of them tiny nations.
Luxembourg or something.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Played in the Sunday League.
There you go.
Bad.
Yeah,
Did they
They're
win?
not good enough, are they?
Did
they win their game?
Well, no, these.
No, I don't think they've ever won a game. I think they've only won one in their history.
Saudi Arabia would hammer Luxembourg and San Marino and those teams.
Yeah, you're talking about like cricket scores when they play. They get beat like 12-0 on a They got an equaliser the other day against, I think it was San Marino, got an equaliser against some really, really tiny country, a bit bigger than them. And they went mad. They was doing like a live watch-along.
That was like their first goal or something.
Yeah, it's their first goal in, I don't know, about 3-4 years or something like that. You know what I mean? And they was celebrating. They got a last-minute equaliser. They was celebrating like they won the World Cup.
Remember that time they played England? They went 1-0 up.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
I'm okay. 11 says Robbie says Brazil aren't way better than England.
I agree. Yeah, I'll stay with that.
Oh, do you think they're on a similar
They're
path?
not way, they're better than England. Of course, they're better than England, but they're not miles. There's no team to me in this World Cup where I look at and I think they are
miles
streets ahead of everybody else.
When you say that, right? Let's just talk about that seriously. Like, you know, when we say Brazil, like, what have they got better than England?
I think they got
good play.
What have they got better?
I think they got a better defence than England. You know what I mean? For starters, right? They got.
Well, who's their defenders? What? Thiago
Silva,
38.
Yeah, but he's better than anybody we got. I don't care if he's 38. He's better than anybody in our back line. They got Militao. They got
got a good midfield,
Casemiro midfield. They got a good side, right? But then I think, you know, if you look at, they've got Neymar obviously up front, Jesus, Richarlison and that. But then up front, look at England.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You know, Harry Kane, Saka, Foden.
Foden can't even get in England.
I actually
Grealish, Rashford. You know what I mean?
I think we've got the best attack.
Right, midfield. We've got midfield. Like we're saying, Bellingham,
Rice.
You know what I mean? They're top midfielders, man. Phillips.
They haven't got much after that, but like
Jordan Henderson. Right, I just think defensively they're better than us. Goalkeeper, they're better than us. So that's the areas. But you know, there's not massive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's not massive. When you're talking about that, you're saying, they've got a 38-year-old better defending it. That ain't got much better.
Even you look at Argentina, great side. Again, I think they're better than us, but not miles better. They've got Otamendi in defence.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
You know what I mean?
They've got.
Saudi Arabia doing all right, you know.
We've got Martinez in goal. Is he?
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying.
Is he better or any worse than Pickford? Not really. I don't think.
Yeah, so they're not miles ahead. They are ahead, but not, you know, because I
think Nicky's right. I think England have got probably the best squad. If you look at it, like, we've got 3 goalkeepers.
I know about the best squad. Is he onside?
That's onside, yeah, he's onside.
Just to reply to Big Ash, we just read your super chat. So he said that it was missed, but we actually just read it out.
It was offside now.
And spoke about it.
I don't think. Listen, they've got the all-round team. Brazil team's better than England. The all-round Argentina team, I think, is better. But it's not miles better. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no massive standout team.
Yeah, I agree.
I stand by that.
Furian said Gundogan is on his last year of his contract and Bernardo might leave too. City need midfielders, so that could be a place that Jude Bellingham does go.
But they've got Rodri, they've got Phillips. You know, Bellingham's box to box. I guess Bernardo Silva. I mean, if they went and got Bellingham on top of what they got, man, it's scary.
Yep. Anonymous said Bellingham should stay at Dortmund. Do you think there's any chance he stays at Dortmund?
What, for another season?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think
it would be. It'd be good for his development, because if you even watch Bellingham in the Champions League, he's played really well. You know what I mean? Even when you saw him against City in the Champions League, he was excellent. You know what I mean? So he's a big time player, isn't he?
Yeah, he
19.
is.
The thing is with this World Cup is this World Cup's going to finish, and all the players are sort of the transfer window does come in January, but it's like normally if you had a great World Cup, and then you've got the summer and the big move comes.
I'll tell you what, Lee, we've bought some trash off the back of World Cups, mate.
Yeah, this is it.
So Tottenham.
Oh my Lord Almighty.
A lot.
Javier Margas, I remember him. He played for Chile. We bought him off the back of a World Cup.
Oh yeah, yes.
Pablo Barrera.
Maybe it's better just to wait for it to settle down in the summer.
Yeah, settle down, yeah.
Might be better. Super chat from Carlton Bate, who said, Robbie, that's what they say about all footballing brothers. We thought that Samuel Eto's brother would be better than him, but all he did was live in his brother's glory. Yeah,
listen, that can happen. I'm just telling you what the guy. I've not seen his brother play. I'm just telling you what the scout said.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. That's a fair point. Gilliam said Atletico paid 130 million for Felix when he was a teenager.
Yep.
Did they? Yeah, they did.
He's not lived up to it,
is he?
It's a really weird situation. Always a chance for Messi.
I just think with Jude Bellingham, and I'm not being biased because he's English and whatever. Like, I think he's got that stature as well. Do you know what I mean? I look at that Felix, he's a little bit long. He's big, strong, and he's got a body of a 23, 24-year-old at this moment in time. Physically very, very strong.
Yeah.
You know, I look at, you know, you even go to players like Martinelli. He's had to couple of years to get physically stronger. Like, you know, this kid's got it in a back. You know, they come along every now and then, don't they? Ball. You know, Rooney was a freak of nature when you look back at it. You know, physically.
Well, we've had a lot of golden generation. Time to Wake Up says England look good on paper, but they need to beat the bigger sides like France, Brazil, etc.
Very true. Very
and
true.
that is where England have usually fallen down.
I think the thing that worries me more about England, more than even defensively, is Gareth Southgate. When we get later on in the tournament, are you gonna unleash like what I liked about yesterday, just the way. The swagger that England played, if they went for it, they didn't just, you know, right? It's about doing that later on in the tournament. Obviously, when you come up against the better teams, are we going to have a go, or are we going to be our normal pragmatic selves? You know,
I think that's where he's fell down as well, Robbie. Southgate in the last two tournaments, the World Cup and the Euros, is that when, you know, it was all well and good when we're winning games and we're playing well. Where you really make a manager, I think, is when there's tight decisions and you've got to roll the dice. And he just refused to roll the dice.
Do you think it's just being too scared and just, or not scared, but more like maybe too pensive about making a big decision?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he just doesn't like to take them risks, you know. And then that's the difference between sort of death and glory sort of thing. That's a good ball.
Is it a goal?
Yeah.
Oh, what a goal!
Offside.
Is it offside?
He's offside. He looked offside.
No, good finish, though.
When he gets in them positions, not even in doubt. Is
in those positions.
But that's the thing that makes good managers great managers. Is that decision to you know, them big decisions when it's tight. You know,
he's onside. He's onside. That's a goal.
I don't know. His shoulders there.
That's onside, man.
This is going to be tight.
I think that's onside.
Looked at it from that angle.
He timed his run perfectly.
Let's have a look. No, they've played it on.
All right.
But it did look good from that angle.
They come to a decision quick.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. But then there is also the argument when you've looked at kind of like City, Manchester City, in like a Champions League situation, and then when they get to the final, and Pep has maybe tinkered a little bit too much. Maybe it is better to. Where is the balance? What do you do?
I think you go with what you know in the start, but. That's the thing. When there are tipping points in games, the Italy game was a tipping point. We had that point where we was holding on. I think it was the 70th minute they scored, and it just needed to make a few changes. You could see that the team was sort of getting a bit leggy and you know, things like that. And there was a couple of changes. We needed to get back on the ascendancy, and he didn't make the change. And then later on in the game. In extra time, you know, because Italy have got an ageing defence. You needed to bring some fresh legs, and he just delayed it and brought he brought Rice off, which Rice, of all the players, he's got the legs. You know, the others were, you know, starting to get a bit leggy, and I know he was getting a bit leggy as well. But Italy have even admitted that they knew they'd won the final when he took Rice off because he wasn't making the right decision. He was just trying to go like for like. He wasn't rolling the dice, and that's when it's in a balance. If we're playing a France or an Argentina or a Brazil and it's 0-0, 1-1, he's got to be more, you know.
Just have
there's a lot of managers out there at this moment in time that are afraid
to lose.
They're more afraid to lose than win, and you know, you even see it. I go back to the Wales game yesterday. I thought that they was when they was 0-0, when they was 1-0 down, shall I say, then they went for it, and look how better they were. You know what I mean? So, and I think Gareth Southgate is in that mould where it's like, oh well, let's not lose the game.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. That's his attitude.
And I think someone said, it might have been you yesterday, said Robbie, like, I think he's not that confident with his back four. If you're confident with your back four, I think then it's a little bit different. Like, you know, you can go for.
It's a fair point not being so confident.
I think maybe that's the case.
Can Saudi do something? Can they break it?
Do you know what? They're full of energy, the Saudis.
Yeah, they are. They're
really getting amongst it.
I'd love to see them score, I'll tell you that.
I mean, what an amazing thing it would be to score for them against Argentina. Sano in the Super Chat said, this is why people don't want England to win. You can't compare Neymar, Vinicius, Rodrigo, Gabriel Jesus to them Grealish and them Man.
Why?
No, listen. They're better, right? But they're not miles. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm showing it offside now. It's not a lot. Look at that.
There's not much in that.
I'm not sure.
They're not miles. There's not miles in it. That's what I'm trying to say. There's not a lot in it. Neymar, of course. But then Harry Kane is a better goal scorer than Neymar.
Yeah.
He's a better goal scorer. If you're just talking about out-and-out scoring goals.
Their main striker up front, they're going to go, Brazil are going to go with their number 9 is Richarlison. Right? He's not in the same league as Kane.
No.
He's not in the same league.
Neither is Jesus. He is, no, it's
Not as a goal scorer, no.
Not
Not in that role, no.
He's an out-and-out goal scorer. You know, he's Kane... Hello?
I agree.
You can say there's on an individual basis that someone is better than someone else, but in general as a team, they might be a better team.
Exactly.
And also, let's
right.
not forget.
Doesn't mean to say individuals.
Also, let's not forget, right? Even if you're looking back, right? Don't that person who's saying that, right? Don't take my word for it, then, right? Let's look at the last couple tournaments. England got to a semi-final of the World Cup and the final of the Euros. So that indicates to you that they can't be a bad side, isn't it? They got to be right up there to do that. Despite whatever we want to say about Southgate, but the evidence is there.
And
Brazil didn't get to the semi-finals of the World Cup.
It's all about a team. Look, Belgium have got much better players than us, but they don't ever get.
It's about a team, though. It's not about individuals.
Neymar, you know, is probably a standout name there. But when they talk about Vinicius and players like that, good player, really good player. Like, you know,
that was brilliant.
It's a goal.
Goal, Lautaro Martinez.
That's a great goal.
What a goal.
Great finish.
He's a great player, by the way.
Great player.
Yeah.
Martinez with the second.
They're quality.
That is a great pass. Great goal.
2-0
Brilliant goal
to Argentina, 27 minutes gone. Leveler said if Kane was called Kane and Dino, people would be claiming he's one of the best ever. Is it because he's English that people maybe don't rave about him as much as they should?
But they talk about like Vinicius. Vinicius is a fantastic player.
He's not as good as Kane.
And then you say, what has he done? He's won the Champions League. Well, Mason Mount's won the Champions League.
Oh, is that offside?
You know what I mean? So where does...
That's onside, isn't it?
I don't know. That could
I don't know what they're calling it now.
I don't know what he's onside and offside these days.
I think that's onside. I thought the Messi one was onside.
I think, you know, when you look at the likes of Jack Grealish and Phil Foden, they're playing for one of the top clubs. They could well win the Champions League next year. I think it's just a bit disrespectful.
Oh, wait, get someone else when people turn around and keep saying, oh, World Cup, won the Champions League and all that, like, you know what I mean? That makes, you know, if you're the best player, you're fortunate, you know, like you're in a good team to go on and do that, like, do you know what I mean? It's not all about...
They're checking it.
It's not all about winning trophies and all that, like.
I'm so glad you agree, Lee. It's not all about winning trophies.
No,
it's not. It's about the taking part.
No. It's
like a Tottenham fan now.
No, but you know, just goal.
Is he giving the goal?
It's no goal. It's a goal.
Check goal.
No, it's a free kick, I think.
Check goal, it says.
What's he given?
No idea.
The goal's been disallowed.
He's given no goal. Offside.
Offside. I did say it looked slightly offside.
Yeah, 2 offside goals for Argentina. So it's still 1-0 Argentina against Saudi.
I did get
just going back on the Harry Kane thing, right? Much as we hate him.
Yeah, he's a good player, whether he's won a trophy.
Much as we hate him as a Tottenham player, but he is quality. I used to say I don't think he's world class because he hasn't. I think now I have to say he is because he's done it consistently, right? I think with Harry Kane, why people don't look on him and give him more props is that he's not a very flamboyant, you know, like Neymar's and...
But it's not a Ronaldo.
They're flamboyant. I think if he was a bit more of a flamboyant guy, people might give him that rating more.
But I think that's quite nice that he's not.
I'm not saying he should change, right? I'm not saying he should change, but I'm just saying, you know, sometimes
people
you get a player because
he
doesn't have to...
You don't hear about him, do you?
Yeah, he's just...
But isn't that what you'd want from your star player? That's what you'd want. You don't want to hear him.
He's just all about business, isn't he?
He's a professional.
Complete professional.
And that's it.
And it's
he's
also
not like, you know, like in the past, even you've had English players like Gaza.
Well, even like Rooney, you don't want him in the paper all the time.
They're more flamboyant, so people, you know, even heap more ratings on them because of that.
Fine lines in football as well, like, you know, this Harry Kane has played in a Champions League final. He's played in the European Championship final. He's been there and thereabouts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's up there, man.
Just maybe hasn't had the team around him.
If he'd have moved to City, this season.
Well, you said that yesterday. If he had to move to City, he would have scored as many goals
the
as
same
Haaland.
amount of goals as Haaland, because he's a good finisher.
Because it also depends on what, you know, the company you keep and who's around you in that team. Super chat here.
Saudi Arabia doing all right.
Yeah, they're not doing too bad. Super chat from Francis, who said, Robbie, why are there no drinks on the table? I have a small craft beer company and I'm happy to sponsor.
Send them in, man.
Yeah,
Get them in.
Send them in.
Yeah.
It's a bit early.
It's a bit early, and there's no breakfast, no orange juice, no croissants.
Yeah, we should
nothing.
have really like a continental breakfast when we come in.
That is true.
This early.
I'm hungry as well.
I mean, like,
was actually came straight
some of us were on time as well, so like, you know, we've been.
Well, there'd be none for you, I'll tell you that. Pissed off the start.
Lots of people.
That's nice, isn't it?
Lots of people replying about Harry Kane. John D said Kane has never won anything. He can't even win a Carabao. But again, who do you support, John? Let's see.
Listen, I'm an Arsenal fan, right? But I have to admit, he's a quality player. Right? He ain't won Harry Kane. He ain't won nothing. But if you're talking about top strikers in this tournament, he is one of them.
Listen, Sonogo's won an FA Cup, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not as good as Harry Kane, is he? Like, this is what I'm saying about trophy win. When people tell me they ain't won nothing, it doesn't mean to say that you're not a good player. You happen to be in a team that's not. You know, you can be fortunate and win loads of stuff if you're playing for
an amazing side, but it just depends on the team you're in. So many, many talented players haven't won anything.
Exactly.
That's why with Harry Kane, he should have moved, right? I mean, I know you as a Tottenham fan, you don't want him to have, but for him, for his career, he should have moved.
Do you think his chance is gone now?
For what?
I think probably is. I think it probably has, because
he can't move. Where can he go?
You'd only go for someone that's like for like, so you might as well just stay where you are.
You can only go. I think if he went United, that would be But then United.
3 years ago, Robbie, before the pandemic, he had the choice.
Yeah,
Barcelona, Real Madrid.
But he never wanted to leave the Premier League because he wants to break the record. So if you're going in the Premier League, his best bet was City. But again, if you look back on that,
he should have went to City.
City never bid an appropriate bid. They were bidding 60, 70 million pounds for someone that's got 3 years left on their contract.
His brother messed up his deal, man.
It's a bit like
wasn't enough from City, and they never came back in with another bid because they were always going to get
Alan Shearer. Alan Shearer won the Premier League with Blackburn, and then the world was his oyster. Fantastic goal scorer.
He chose Newcastle.
Could have went. I think Juventus were in for him. Man United were in for him when Man United were, winning everything. And he decided he wanted to go to his hometown club, Newcastle, and never won anything there.
Well, actually, there was someone else mentioned that. Tovey also said Harry Kane is the same as Alan Shearer, but
he's not the same.
Shearer did win the league.
He did win the league, but there's always that argument that
he's got one.
I feel that if Kane, let's say something magical happened, it's obviously very hypothetical. Let's say that Tottenham won the league with Kane, then people will say, "Oh, we only won one." I feel like they'd always find a way to criticise.
I think that Alan Shearer has turned around and said he could have gone to Man United and won 5 Premier Leagues, right? Yeah, but if he'd have won 1 at Newcastle, it would have meant more than 5 for Man United.
Yeah.
And I get that.
I get
that. He went and chose to play for his own town.
And actually, when he moved to Newcastle, they did have a chance to win.
Of course. You know what I mean?
Because remember, they were on fire at them times.
Yeah.
But I just feel that Harry Kane, if he'd have moved to,
but he had a choice, is he? Like, he tried to move last season. We know that he tried to go. He tried to move.
But had the bid from Manchester City been a respectable one, then maybe it would have happened.
What he should have done is went on Piers Morgan.
Should have done that.
Done an interview, it'd have been nice, you know what I mean?
Leveller said Kane is on course.
How is that offside?
It's offside.
They've been offside loads of times. Kane is on course to become England's top goal scorer as well. Super chat here from Tyrell said we don't rate Kane because he's won nothing. I mean, I just think that's such a ridiculous argument, personally.
Yeah,
I really do.
You can't say you don't rate. I don't rate Tottenham because they ain't won nothing. You can't say you don't rate
an individual player.
That's offside as well. That's offside.
Oh my God!
Oh, he sat him, but that's offside as
well. But my word!
I think they've been offside.
Stay on side,
This is a record. Six
times.
Offsides. This is 7 offsides.
But they're all close, aren't they?
But they've got to stay on side. You've got to start faulting the striker and stay on side.
6 offsides is the most in the first half of a World Cup since Greece v Costa Rica in 2014.
He looked offside. Look at the way he done this though.
So Julian made a point yesterday when he turned around and said Matt Le Tissier a waste of a career. Yeah,
it's true. He did. I agree that.
But he stayed with the team that he loved. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Let me ask you a question.
It's what you want from your career.
Would you stay? You both diehard Arsenal and you're a diehard West Ham. So let's say you were best player. Like let's say you were a Harry Kane. All of you. Let's put you in that bracket. you had the opportunity to stay at Arsenal and be how you are, and not really winning much. Yes, you could have won a few FA Cups along the way, but you could stay at Arsenal as it is, and you could stay at West Ham as it is, but you'd be playing for the team you love, or you could move to Manchester City.
Stay at Arsenal.
Stay at Arsenal, what would you do?
No, I think if you've got your career, we're thinking it as fans. So that statement you just said is as a fan, yeah? But as a footballer who've had your career, that you've been playing football since you've been 7, 8 years old, come from an academy system.
My dream would have been to play for Arsenal.
Your dream would have been to play for Arsenal, you've fulfilled that. You played there now, you've done
But don't you want to win things?
But now
with
you're
Arsenal?
like, yo, I wanna go and win the Champions League. And Barcelona coming for you. I'm telling you, go. And I understand it sometimes when players say, right, even some players, I feel they reach the end of their cycle at a club.
Yeah, I can understand
where it's
the
like,
cycle.
time for me now to go and for that next chapter of my career.
Me personally, you know what I mean?
I want my players to all stay at Arsenal.
It would mean more to me to win 1 trophy at Arsenal than 10 at Man United.
I agree with that.
Yes.
But as a West Ham fan, my dream growing up was to play for West Ham. My dream then was to play in an FA Cup final. That was every kid's dream when I was growing up. Playing an FA Cup final. Playing an FA Cup final for West Ham would have been ideal, but realistically, how many chances are you going to get? We haven't been to an FA Cup final since 2006 now. Before that was 1980. You know what I mean? So I think you get, once I've played for West Ham and I've given them a few, I think a bit like Rice is in the position Rice is in now. He's played for West Ham, he loves West Ham, but his next chapter of career is he wants to play
on that
in the
theory,
big games, on the biggest stage, and be the best you can. And I think that's the best.
It's your career. It's your career. You think about it like
that's it. So you're wanting Saka to leave now, then, aren't you? No, because he's not going to win the league at Arsenal.
No, I don't want Saka to leave, but
that's what you're saying.
What I'd look on, I say.
So if he goes to Man City in the next 2 years, you're going to give him his blessing.
Hold on. No, I didn't say that.
No, you have, because you just said.
I'm speaking purely from we look at it from a football fan's point.
Well, so I'm looking from Saka. If Saka says I'm off to Man City next season, you're going to go. That's great because that's what it's all about.
No. See, you're missing the point. I'm just answering the question that Abbi asked me. She asked me as a footballer. Now I'm saying that we looking at things from a football fan's point of view.
But I'm saying as a footballer, you're like a Shearer. You support your club.
As a football fan, I'm with you. But if you're saying to me, I'm a footballer, Saka will have to consider his career if in the next couple of years Arsenal ain't won nothing. Because look, the guy.
And if he goes to Man City, you're going to give him that blessing. You're going to sit there and go, no, because you understand what he's.
I'm not going to. No, I would understand. I wouldn't give him my blessing, but I understand because the guy, right? You imagine all right. I'll give you this, right? You played for Arsenal, yeah. You're 21. You've been playing for Arsenal for 3 years. Brilliant. You've loved playing for them, but you ain't won nothing, yeah. All your mates, right, that are in your football circles. Because you're going to have, most of your friends are going to be in that circle. They're all playing in the Champions League week in, week out. They're, Lee, we're off to Barcelona today. Oh, we're playing Real Madrid next week. And you're sat home doing nothing. You're going to tell me that after a couple of seasons, right, with loads of clubs in for you that are playing in the Champions League, you ain't going to be interested in moving to be in that. It's your career. You as a footballer, you want to play at the highest level. You want to play at World Cups. It's like for instance, right? In a way, we're lucky at the moment. We've got guys like, say, Southgate, who will pick somebody like a Declan Rice from West Ham. In the past, you've had managers. If you ain't playing for Man United, playing for Arsenal, playing for Chelsea, City, they don't even pick you. They look on it and think, yeah, what? Calvin Phillips when he was at Leeds, no chance. You don't get. That's the one thing I've always rated with Southgate. He will give these guys a chance, right? So even that comes into play, where you'll have players that they're diehard for their club, but they're like, I'm at Everton, and if I don't move from Everton and make that move to Man City or Chelsea or Arsenal, I'm not going to get picked. I'm not going to get picked for England. I'd love to play at a World Cup. So you've got to think about They're thinking about their career. We're thinking as fans. As far as we're concerned, we want every player to stay there forever. But you don't,
I just have to read this one out.
Sat him down beautifully.
Let me know what you think about this opinion. This is from Abodi, who said Harry Kane is nowhere near players like Benzema, Lewandowski, Suarez, or Zlatan.
No, absolute nonsense.
No, I disagree with that because, Benzema It's taken Benzema quite a while to get going in his career. He's won the Ballon d'Or. He's been brilliant.
6 years ago was linked to Arsenal. That's how good Benzema was then.
Oh, behave yourself. Behave yourself.
I'm telling you. But it was.
What I'm saying is,
Benzema's had a glow up, mate.
And I would also say, you know, you're playing in the Premier League. It's the most competitive league, and you know you're proving yourself.
It's taken Benzema a while to get going.
Exactly, and you're proving yourself week in, week out. The disrespect Harry Kane gets is just absurd. And this is even if he was at Manchester City at this point, I'd still be saying the same thing. You know, I think people should have respect for Harry Kane.
And again, this is why a player like Harry Kane might move, right? Because he's looking at it, going, look what I've done, look at my numbers, look at my stats, and I still don't get the respect. Actually, I'm going to go to City because I want to play in the Champions League and have a chance of winning it. Then all opinions is going to change on my career, because at the end of the day, these guys, they train and they...
I'm sorry, but he's getting criticised for staying loyal to a football club, and I don't...
No,
I think it's getting criticised.
And as a person, and as a fan, Lee, I understand that, but you must admit, right, that he needs to go. Tottenham fans say that.
Well, don't be selling Harry Kane.
Tottenham fans would be like, you know
no,
what?
No. At that point,
Tottenham fans would say, I get it.
Listen, I get that, but the one side I look at this, right, and I do really look at it. If Harry Kane stays at Tottenham now, he's got a job for life. He can go back to Tottenham. He'll always be a legend there. Like, well, it doesn't matter. Someone like Robin van Persie cannot go back to Arsenal in the same way because he left.
It's the way he
left.
I
even think I'm going to say this now. One of the best players that ever played for Arsenal is Thierry Henry. But I always have that, you know, when he turns around and says, "Oh, Arsenal's my team." Well, you know, you left for Barcelona.
Yeah, because why did he go to Barcelona?
Yeah,
he's done everything for Arsenal.
Yeah, that was.
And he realised he's not going to win the Champions League. He's not going to win, right? And that's what he wants to do because his career's coming towards the end. But he wants to win a Champions League. He wants to play in that.
But if he'd have won it with Arsenal, it would have meant more to him than when he won it.
It would have done, but
and he also got to a final at
we got to be realistic
Arsenal, and he was the one that missed the chances. He could have actually won.
Exactly, I understand that, but we've got to be realistic sometimes as fans.
Honestly, the people in these chats just are mental.
Go on, what are they saying?
The things that they're saying. Let's have a look. Talking rubbish about Benzema, he's not had a glow up. He scores 20 plus for 15 years. Where is this one? There was another one that was absolutely insane.
He's quality.
Kane isn't near Suarez as a player. Let's be real. Haaland will surpass Harry Kane. Well, of course he will. He's also playing at Manchester City, and he's like, how old is Haaland? He's what? 20 years old, 21 years old, and he's playing in a Manchester City team. The best players around him. There's a super chat from Samuel who says, nonsense, there goes the club bias. Khalid says Harry Kane will get the respect when he wins a major trophy. Until then, he's a terrible striker. I'm sure you'd like to have his talent. Carlton said, Lee, would you advise Ivan Toney to stay at Brentford out of loyalty if the big boys come calling?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right, let's get this right. I will answer this. Is Ivan Toney, is that his team? Is that the team he supported as a kid? No. Do you know what I mean? Like, is it? And are Brentford on the level?
Arsenal as a kid?
No. But are Brentford on the level of an Arsenal or a Spurs? They're not. No. So, like, if I was at Brentford, my ambition would be to be playing at a big club like Tottenham or Arsenal. You know what I mean? Once I got to that club, that's where I want to be.
Right, so Arsenal on the level of Barcelona.
No.
So that's why Thierry Henry. Yeah, that's why Thierry Henry, in the end, right? Remember, he'd given a long service to the club. He'd won multiple things with the club, leagues and everything. He decides that, you know, before the end of my career, I've won everything apart from the Champions League. I'd like to win a Champions League. I'm going. Barcelona want me. I'm going to go. You've got to understand that.
I get
the Van Persie thing. You know the Van Persie thing. What peed me off, right? Is the way he left.
Yeah,
that's another thing. There's a way of leaving a
absolutely.
Club, right? And when you, like Ronaldo at the moment, the way he's engineering his way out of United is a disgrace. Right? That's a disgrace, yeah? Because those fans have supported you over the years. You can leave a club as a player. At the time, some fans might be a bit upset with it because we want you to stay forever. That's why we're fans. But in time, we will look on it and understand. Well, I understand the Thierry Henry thing. But the Ronaldo one now, he's burnt. He's now finished his...
I get what you're saying, but let's go on to a couple of things. Like, you know, I mean, one of the best players that's played in the Arsenal era at the Emirates is Sanchez. Left to go at Man United. Like, legacy gone.
And
you know what I mean? Like, a stupid move. So
Harry
Kane could leave.
The way he left.
Harry Kane could have left for Man City. I'm not saying yes. So like,
but Robbie has a point. It's the way he went about it.
Yeah, well, Harry Kane.
I would have been fine with him
went
going.
On strike. He went on strike to try and get that move. It didn't work out, but did Tottenham fans forgive him? Yes, because he's still at Tottenham.
Yeah.
You know, if he'd have left Tottenham and gone to Man City in the way that he went with the strike and all that, I don't think Tottenham fans would be.
But do you know what?
Would have ruined the legacy.
There's a lot of Tottenham fans that I spoke to at the time. They were saying, you know what, I get it.
I got it. I got the point.
I get why he wants to go.
I absolutely got the point. It's the way he went about it.
And I think in time they would forgive him. Because they're going to look at it and say, listen, he's been with us since he was a kid. He's done everything. He ain't, he's not going to. He wants to win something now. We get it.
Never forgive Fabregas. Fabregas's legacy is soured at Arsenal, and it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
But it is. But it is. You know what I mean? Like, and this is the thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think with the Fabregas thing again, they got to score from this now. Come on. I think with the Fabregas thing though, Lee, is that 5 minutes added on? They're really adding on a lot of time in these games, isn't it?
24 minutes in the England game yesterday.
Yeah. The Fabregas thing though, Lee, it's again how he left that thing that time when he had man putting Barcelona top on you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? People were like, hey, you play for us, man. Why is it Barcelona? Why are you making man? You know what I mean?
All right,
that is what ruined it really.
This is another great one for you, like, Gareth Bale. Right, yeah. I think Gareth Bale...
You think any Tottenham fans hating on him?
No, because I think because he left for Real Madrid. If Gareth Bale would have gone to Man United, who were in for him...
Yeah.
Right,
different story.
Different, yeah.
And if Harry Kane would leave to go to... If Harry Kane was to leave to go to Barca, Madrid,
I think there'd be a little bit more forgiveness.
PSG, Bayern, no one would care. It's just going in the Premier League, and also it's the way you go about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's quickly have a look back at this game. Good discussion, good talking point. Got a little bit round up.
Do you know Gareth Bale? Just for one thing, this is a fun fact for you, like
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Since he's left Spurs, right? Yeah.
No, it's only trophyless season.
His only trophyless season since he's left Spurs was when he went on loan back to Spurs.
And there I was.
That just says his decision was right. Isn't it?
There I was thinking we'd build some bridges, make ground.
I've been very, very supportive to the Tottenham
Goals. Yeah, you have been. Just let me down at the last time.
Sorry.
What have you made of this game, Nicky?
Argentina. This is my thing about football. Argentina should be 4 or 5-0 up, but they're not. England yesterday done the business.
Yeah. Do you know what I would say about this Saudi side? And I did say this earlier on with Argentina. They've got legs.
Yeah.
They've got some. They're running around like lunatics and shutting the space down. Argentina have carved a lot of chances out, but I feel like there's something in this Saudi team. I think they're just overpowering them in fitness and maybe
it's been a good game.
Maybe you're right. Maybe on the age front. So do you think they can get something out of this game? Do you think they can get a draw?
Well, the longer it stays like this.
No chance.
No chance. I think the only thing is though, I think
that's just been watching West Ham too long, hasn't he? I
think the Saudis are going a little bit too gun-over, man. They, look how many times they've been caught out and then just...
I think this is their second side.
How many goals have been disallowed?
Three,
yeah. So the high line that they're hanging...
Is that going to come off?
Yeah, he's a captain as well.
Yeah, at some point it might crumble. But credit to Saudi Arabia because, from what people were saying in the comments and predictions, this was going to be a very high scoring game for Argentina. And even though they've been offside, they've still kept it to a very respectable 1-0 at half time.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah, respectable scoreline for Saudi. I think they've put a good show.
I hate seeing it, though,
What?
Like he's obviously
him coming off.
He knows he's out of the
tournament.
Right, and he's really sad when you see that, man. You've worked all that time, man.
This is the thing with these footballers at the moment. Like they've been realistically run ragged in the last month or so for this. And someone was saying, is this true? Like I don't know that the World Cup games have been like. Condensed. Squeezed in a little bit, we're playing Monday. Yeah, it's normally 6 weeks, is it?
Yeah, because look, it's like 4 games.
It's Monday. Yeah, it's Monday, and then we're playing Friday. I've never known that before.
Yeah. And it's 4 games today.
Yeah.
Four games a day.
So it's a real push in it,
I
isn't
think that's the World Cup for you, mate. And this season, it all feels like it's been squeezed in.
Yeah, it's not fair, is it?
I went to
I
think 7 games in October.
Yeah, it's like back to back.
ridiculous.
And if you're playing European football as well, you've got that in the midst of it, then you put the cup games into it.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
It's too much football. This is
gonna
why players are breaking down.
You're going to have a lot of burnt out footballers by the end of the season.
100%. But that's why, this season is going to be so interesting, especially when we go back, because there's going to probably be a lot of fatigue.
I really do.
Do you?
I really
affects
do.
us as well. You know?
It will affect them, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Bad mind.
Narlin says, have some refreshments. We all look smashed. I think it was quite early when we started this.
Yeah, well, you know,
I haven't had a coffee today.
I bought my own
either.
coffee in, like, you know what I mean, like, you know, but.
Do you guys want coffee?
I'd love a coffee.
Do you remember when we was in negotiations? He's saying, "I'll get you a nice breakfast bar."
Who said that? What negotiations?
She's like, we'll get a little breakfast thing up. We get croissants, orange juice.
It's such a lie, isn't it?
Like a little pickle.
I'm saying I'm going to start
breakfast
recording
thing?
some of these things that he says.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, you record it, mate. What?
Yeah.
To be fair, I would take a coffee at this point.
He said, "I'll get a little
When you
breakfast
take
bar
coffee-
up."
Definitely, 100%.
It's unbelievable, you are, love.
There's loads of
Late and
coffees,
low.
yeah.
It's geezer, man.
Coffee.
He's talking about all these guys he knows when he's in these boxes, you know what I mean? Hospitality
judges,
You know what I mean? He's too used to that. You know what I mean, Nicky, like us proper fans, when you know what I mean, but him,
Front fan.
he's used to watching football, sipping champagne and orange juice and chocolate cake.
I hate that, man. I got invited once by Betway to go up and sit in a box. I went up there, I hated it.
Didn't like it.
I hated it.
It's not.
But you're not cultured, are you?
Yeah, but to be fair, I actually agree with you. I don't mind sitting in a box on occasion, but it doesn't really feel like
He's always late, anyway.
You're not at the football. You're there for a meal and stuff.
Yeah,
I remember
it doesn't feel like
we was playing Man United, right? And we went 1-0 down early. And I stood up. I went, "Come on, you Irons!" And everyone looked at me as if I pissed on their kids on Christmas Day. That was just.
No, it has changed a little bit. You can't go in these boxes.
It depends. You know what is? I agree. I've been into. There's different type of boxes, right?
Yeah.
You can go into a box, right, where everyone, like when the other day we went to Wolves.
He's been in every type of box. He'll tell you exactly what's going on.
And we got an invite into a box and it was brilliant.
You didn't turn it down, did you? Because I didn't turn around and say, "Oh, I'm not going in there because I'm a proper fan." No, yes.
No, but you invited me in, didn't it? Right? So I was in that box.
More champagne, please, sir.
We was in that box, and what it was, right? It was right by the Arsenal fans.
Quite.
And then, like, everybody in that box was an Arsenal fan, apart from the guy.
That's fair, yeah.
And it was brilliant. But I know what you're saying. I've also been in boxes a couple of times where it's mixed.
Yeah.
Or there's loads of fans in there.
And it's a little bit.
Yeah, and then you're like.
I wouldn't go hospitality at Tottenham.
I'd be like, I don't want.
Hospitality at Tottenham is
It's supposed to be really nice. I'm not.
Yeah.
I've been asked to go in there as that.
I was in hospitality.
I think you're better off going to hospitality at Tottenham.
Why is that?
Because it's not going to be like a rowdy thing. It's like proper classy.
Yeah, you know what? That might be a good shout for me.
I think you should go. It's actually so nice.
I went to
Arsenal Spurs is a different kettle of fish.
I went hospitality at Tottenham for the American football.
Beautiful, isn't it?
And I was in the box next to Harry Kane.
Yeah, I know. I'm so annoyed because I didn't go that week. I was the week after.
You were supposed to go there.
I was away that week, and then I was there the week after. And I thought, oh great, we're gonna have the same box. I'm gonna see Harry, and we were the whole other side of the stadium.
Yeah, they were all like half time. There's like
really.
I was gutted.
Everyone was getting his.
Would you go in hospitality? Arsenal Spurs.
I have been when I was younger.
No. Arsenal playing Spurs in January. You got the chance of going to hospitality.
1 second.
What are we talking about? At Spurs?
Yeah.
No, I'd never. At Arsenal, I would, but not at Spurs. Yeah, definitely not.
The only thing I wasn't grumbling about was that hospitality because it was in the middle of December and a weeknight and it was freezing.
Oh, see, we have heated seats at Tottenham.
When you go back into the concourse and it's all heated and you've got all the heaters
It's
on
lovely.
and your dinner's ready or your afters or whatever.
Arsenal, you've got heated seats, blankets. You know, when they come out at half time, they go, "Do you want a blanket?" Like, you know what I mean?
I didn't know the switch was there, probably.
Right, so it is half time. Let's see what is going on at half time. We can do some wheel spinnings, but before we do that, remember there are daily prizes to be won with Prediction Battle. Make sure you scan the QR code or click the link to sign up and make your picks. And make sure to scan the QR code or click the link to sign up and make your picks from that. Here is a quick word from Lee and some of yesterday's antics on the watch alongs.
Let's play DR Sports. prediction battle. Tomorrow I've got Croatia to win by 3 goals and I reckon Spain beats Costa Rica by 2-0. What do you think? Why not go head to head with family friends? See who comes out on top. Sign up and play by clicking the link.
See, Belgium's even helping you out and he didn't even get dance. Yo, Kelechi's got some step. He's got some bounce to the step. Hey! 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 Hey!
For the music.
Yeah, you can see his legs just
It's
bopping
so
about.
tired, he can't move.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
legs.
I think it's only you can talk to me.
Right, we are just about to go live to Qatar and speak to AGT. Of course, AGT and Flex are out there keeping everything up to date on the ground for us. Rob, are you heading out anytime soon?
I'm trying to head out like either tomorrow or the day after. I'm just trying to. So after this game, I'm trying to sort the flight out. So my brother's feeling a lot better.
Yeah, how is he doing?
Yeah, he's really improving, man. So big up to the guys at North Middlesex Hospital. Have been working on him and doing a fantastic job. So yeah, hopefully get out there for Thursday, Friday the latest. I want to get there for that next
England game. Yeah.
You know?
Definitely want to get out of the England game.
Yeah.
Yep, so whenever AGT is ready to join us,
AGT?
we are ready for
Alex, are we?
him.
Where is he?
Let's see him.
Oh, there he is.
Good morning.
Oh, look at that, look at
Yeah.
that.
Can he hear us?
He's a wind up, isn't he?
He can't hear us though.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
I hope he don't do it.
anything, you know.
We can hear you. I can hear you.
We can hear him.
We can hear you.
Literally can't hear anything.
Can you see us waving at least?
Hello.
Hello.
He
We
can't
can hear you.
He can't hear nothing.
Hear you.
Jason, I can't hear anyone.
He can't hear no one. Alex,
I can't hear them though.
Alex, you're a twat.
Let's take your opportunity to get any grievance off your chest.
What are they saying to me?
You don't want to know.
Live football's, live broadcast is brilliant, isn't it?
It looks.
Can you hear that?
Looks like a nice day.
Alex.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Good
Hello, hello.
morning.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear
I
us?
can't hear us.
He can't hear us.
No, he's got no chance.
He can't hear us. We can hear
All right,
him.
we're going to try and fix that audio issue. In the meantime, Nicky, do you want to go and spin the wheel?
Yeah, go on then.
That was great, that was, wasn't it? Well done. I enjoyed that.
That's the most sense I've ever heard.
Yeah,
That's
that's the
true.
best he's ever spoke. I can't hear no one.
Oh, you
Oh,
got to
sing!
Sing.
Oh, sing!
Can't be a West Ham song.
And it can't be Bubbles.
What got to sing?
What's he got to sing?
Sing 30 seconds.
You got to sing for
Song of
30
your
seconds.
choice.
Just a song of your choice, Steve.
Song of your choice.
Go on, get a good one going. We'll start clapping.
Give me a song. Give me a
Why
song.
don't you sing?
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
No, that's come on.
What about like, I don't know, give us like something like Stand By Me.
Yeah,
Something
Stand
like,
By Me, yeah.
lift us up until we
A
get a
little
coffee.
melody one night, you know.
What's that? Stand By Me. What, the Oasis one?
No.
Or whatever, a bit
Yeah,
of
yeah, that's
whichever
right.
one you
Oasis.
want.
You know that one? Go on, Oasis.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you.
Very good.
By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
Actually, very good.
Very good.
Very good. Very,
Oh,
very good.
I wanted him to hit the high bit. You know?
That was quality,
You know the
that
next
was.
chorus.
That was quality, like, you know.
You're my wonder.
You're
What
my
about them?
wonderwall.
You're actually quite good singing it.
I've got to shoot to the toilet.
All right, go for it.
Look, he's got to go toilet after that.
Up we get, Lee.
My go, is it? My go.
Chilly.
Yeah, I don't like those chilly things. I can't stand them. Oh.
What's that?
That
Spin
is,
again.
no,
It
that
was
wasn't.
Spin again, spin again.
Oh, that was.
It was spin again.
Yeah. Or was it?
It wasn't.
It was.
It wasn't. Darts.
That's it.
That was a
You're on the
lucky
ball.
spin, wasn't
That's
it?
a very lucky spin.
Have we got a prize for if you hit
Yeah,
the...
If you
£50 if you
hit
get
the
the bullseye.
bullseye, as I did yesterday. You win
Where you got to stand from?
You win 50 quid. Back a bit.
So if I get the bullseye, I get 50 quid, yeah?
Yeah, get 50 quid.
All right, okay. Come on, judge.
All right.
Oh!
So close.
25.
Oh, I get 25 quid.
No, you've got to hit the bullseye, mate. Oh, that was close.
Unlucky. I was close.
That was close.
All right, Rob, you're up.
That was close, man.
Oh, that's unlucky, that was.
Unlucky, man.
Unlucky, that.
Darts.
Oh, not again.
See if I can get another 50 quid after yesterday.
Yeah, well, he did get it, you say. 25.
Crap.
Yeah, oh, it gets closer. Unlucky. Oh, you ain't a bad dart player, are you, like that, mate, to be honest?
That's not too
Nice to take
bad.
up. Go on then, step like that.
I just never want to.
Nah, you'll be all right. Don't get the chili.
I'd rather have the chili, I think.
Darts.
Darts!
Darts.
Everyone's got
So
darts
everybody's
today.
got the darts.
Out of all the ones I could have got, that was probably the best.
You happy with that one?
scenario. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Bloody hell, how close are you going to be?
How close have I got to go back to? Here?
Yeah, that'll do, that'll do.
Okay, all right, ready? At least I hit the board
Right.
this time. Ish. Ish.
Okay.
Managed to get it in to be fair, that is in a pretty
£50
good
safe
straight
here.
line.
£50 safe here.
What did you say?
£50 safe.
Yeah, safe, don't worry. Unlucky. Anyway, back to this game. So, have you been a bit disappointed? Were you expecting more from Messi?
Well, he had that goal that he scored that was disallowed. I mean, you've got to say with Argentina, they've got to time their runs better. If they time their runs better, they could be like about 4 up by now. You know, they played well, Argentina. They've looked sharp, but it's just, you know, if you're offside that often, you've got to question the players, isn't it? You know, you're going too early. If it happens once, you say, all right, you're a bit unlucky, isn't it? But if it keeps happening so many times.
7 times.
Seven?
7. They've broken the record.
They're offside 7 times?
7 times in that half.
Well, then you could maybe say that Saudi Arabia are playing an excellent offside trap.
They must. I think we've got to give them some credit, to be honest.
But also this VAR, that, you know, I mean, the records are different now, aren't they? Like a couple of them would have been onside, you know. It's like fine margins, really, like. But I've been impressed with Argentina, to be honest. I think they've played some good stuff there. But no one has played better than England so far.
You made a great point, right, where you said that, you know, at the end of the day, England, they were like, you know, they were like 4 up by this. And
Ruthless yesterday.
They weren't offside. They took their chances.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but Argentina's sort of confirming to me what I thought, man, that they're going to be a force in this tournament.
So far, from who have you seen in the tournament? I mean, we haven't seen. I guess we've seen a few teams. Would you say that, based on performances, England are your favourite?
No. Well, from what I've seen so far?
From what you've seen so far, from teams that have played?
I wasn't that impressed with. I only see the highlights of the Holland game. Like, I didn't see the full thing.
Yeah, I saw the highlights.
I wasn't that impressed with them.
I'll tell you, Senegal, if they went a bit more. Maybe if Mane was playing, it might have been a different outcome.
I think so. I think that's probably the reason.
Because I watched the sort of extended highlights of that. England have been the most impressive team so far.
Yeah,
without a doubt, so far. But it's still very early. Still the first game. Still a long way to go. I was impressed with the USA in the first half of yesterday. The way they
played very well in the first half.
But then
Wales were very good in the second, weren't they?
Yeah. But again, you look at a team like USA and you're like, yeah, move the ball nice and that, but they don't have that, again, the firepower that England have. You know, it's Southgate's got to unleash it this time. When we come up against those better teams, he has to be able to unleash it. I think they're going to try again with Alex, aren't they?
I think we are going to try again. Let's grab our headphones, guys, and let's see if we can speak to
this is
agency.
exciting, this is.
Let's see if we can get connection.
Come on, Jason, do your business.
Hello.
Yes.
We have you.
Good people.
Good morning.
You can hear us this
Oh, you
time.
can hear us.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
How are we all? We good?
Yeah, we're good.
How's Qatar?
You're not at the game then?
Unbelievable. No, do you know what? Flex is at the game now. We're doing the late shift, Hassan and I, and We just need Robbie to come out so he can start splitting these shifts because we're all knackered, mate.
It's such a hard life, you know what I mean? Going to every single game of
terrible.
the World Cup, you know what I mean? Everybody who's watching this right now, their heart bleeds for you. You know what I mean? The heart.
It's a tough life.
Tough life, lounging over there in Qatar, going to every single game. I mean, it's hard, man.
What a life. What's been your favourite moment so far?
My favourite moment, without question, was last night speaking to the Dutch fan, the Holland fan, and as I'm talking to him, they scored the second goal, and it was just amazing time. And now I've got to go to every game with him, he says.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good luck, chum.
Alex, you was at the England game yesterday, yeah?
Yes, yeah. Flex and I were sitting next to each other, yeah.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was Iran, but you still have to beat what's put in front of you. And I think to score 6 goals at any World Cup against any team is massively impressive. And I think, do you know what? The Arsenal boys will be happy with this one. I mean, I've seen Saka play before, obviously, and again, I want to see him play against better players and defenders, but he is special, that kid. And maybe I'm late to the party, but I think yesterday confirmed it for me that he has to start every game now.
Yeah.
And he really is a star boy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, he was
What about
good.
the performance of Jude Bellingham? Was there much hype? Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what a player this boy is. He's only 19. Do you know what? The good thing is he mentions Gerrard as his inspiration in most interviews he does, but I just hope he comes. Inshallah, he comes.
You're getting all the lingo now as well.
Yeah.
By the way, I was impressed with you talking to those Ecuador's fans in Spanish, man. That is, you know. I knew you'd have.
Listen, we got Mexico, Argentina, Ecuador, Costa Rica, Spain, all Hispanic speakers, obviously. So, to be able to have that connection with them and be able to ask them questions and stuff. And it's just a shame that Jason has subtitles.
I knew you'd come in use one day, you know what I mean?
Oh, nice one. It's finally happened,
What games are you going to tonight then?
So tonight I'm going to the holders, France versus the Socceroos in Australia.
Australia.
There's 2 footballing cultures that are massively different, but I think this is what I'm liking at the experience, Robbie, is, you know, you get these countries that might be so far away from each other geographically and culturally, but you mix them together and it is all about the football. From what we've been seeing out here, it really is all about the football and uniting everyone, despite what everyone's been saying, which I think, you know, I have to touch on that yesterday. I think England did definitely bottle that, if I'm honest, in terms of wearing the armband. I would have done it if I was Harry Kane myself. Having said that, this is a real festival of football, and, you know, as a football lover, as you guys are, it is really surreal, and it's a pleasure to be here because it's my first World Cup. My first memory of being a kid ever was watching England-Argentina when Owen scored that goal. I was 4 years old, so to actually be here and be witnessing these games, it really is unbelievable. I can't stop smiling, but I am knackered.
Is it the real party atmosphere that you see on the TV? I mean, I've never been to a World Cup, so just describe to us what it's like being over there. Is it a real party atmosphere there? Everyone's in good spirits?
Yeah, I mean, again, the Hispanic, the South Americans take it to another level. I do think they are the best fans in the world, if I'm being honest, because these people come from poverty, they come from not much, and they're so patriotic of their country. You know, it's unbelievable to see them so happy. Last night I saw Senegal fans and Holland fans all in videos together. And listen, the headlines are the headlines. You can't get away from those. But when you're actually here, I can tell you from being here that, listen, it's controversial, of course it is, but I can tell you from being here that it's nothing but good vibes.
Okay, that's good. That's really good.
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
How much are you getting paid to wear those sunglasses? How much are you getting paid to wear those sunglasses?
Not as much as you wearing them blue Falcon
All right, AGC, we're going to head off. We're going to head off because the game is back underway, but we'll try and catch up with you a little bit later on.
I might see you tomorrow, the day after, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, Robbie, please, man, get out here. You're missing out on it all.
I know. I'll be there, man. I'll be there. All right, take
How's
care.
Laurie, though, just before we go? How's Laurie?
He's improving a lot, man. The doctors are doing a great job. So, yeah, I'll go and see him later, and I'll pass on your regards.
Yes, mate. Absolutely. Give him a little high five or a spud from me. I know he loves it.
So
Nice one. Take care.
All right, take care, guys.
Cheers, Alex.
Send our love to
See you soon,
everyone.
guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
See you guys. Have a good one.
Saudi Arabia have just scored.
Oh my goodness.
Told you, man.
Oh my God.
There you
Wow.
go. There you go, Saudi Arabia. Love that.
They are back.
That is what we want in the tournament. That is what we want in the tournament. They're appealing for offside.
Now he's looking for an
I think he took
offside.
that great, that goal,
He
man.
did. He took that
Brilliant
amazingly.
finish.
Ah, great goal, man. Look at the fans are going mad.
Fair enough.
It's what the tournament wants, man.
That's what he wants. So,
Oh,
you know,
brilliant.
Wow.
Miss chances, this is what
Look at
happens.
this.
Won it back in midfield.
ball.
Oh, that's a great ball.
Good
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nowhere near
Nothing wrong
offside.
with that.
Oh, that's a
Offside.
great finish, man.
Great take and goal.
Great finish. Look at that. Right across. Oh, Martinez.
Great goal.
Oh, what a goal.
That's a brilliant finish.
Well, we've got a
Well,
game in our
nothing from them.
hands. Second half.
Oh, they can't
And
argue
who was
that.
that who didn't get his man there? Ramiro?
Was it Romero? I bet so. Was it?
I mean, I'm just used to
No,
that
but to
every
be
week.
fair, that's a great goal.
That
man.
was a really good goal.
Yeah, Ramiro.
Carry-
Toby, where are you? Tommy's the best centre back in the
Ah,
world.
easy. Well, that's what they say. He's the
I've
best.
never said he's the
No,
best
no,
centre back
you,
in the
Toby.
world.
He's
No,
the
that's what they
Toby.
said. Oh, he's the best centre half in the Premier League. We had the Tottenham people on and all that, like, you know, laughable.
Oh my goodness, have we got a coffee?
Right, look at this. Look,
Harvey.
You're my
What
second
a
favourite
guy.
now, Harvey. You're my second favourite now.
second favourite. I bought them, see?
No.
And
Thanks,
I told you, Harvey, you only get free. You don't bring in one.
These are cute. I like these makeshift coffee
Yeah, look.
holders.
Yeah.
It's so eco-friendly.
Yeah, that is good.
Cappuccinos for everybody.
Oh,
Thank
is it-
you very
what, small
much.
ones?
Look at this guy. I'm going to take it back, you know.
you.
Harvey, come and you can have it.
There you go.
This geezer.
Thank you very much.
You are very
Thanks,
welcome.
Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
Ah, thank you very much. Cheers, Rob.
What a
Thank you very
guy.
much. Cheers. What a
That
guy.
was in need.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers, everybody.
And Saudi Arabia going in, the coffees come straight after.
Yes. Wow. Okay, we've definitely got a second half on our hands.
I'll tell you what, this has made the game now for me.
Yeah. And also, when you think
They're
about it,
struggling
like,
with the energy level.
well, I think you're exactly right. They are struggling with that. Also, they've struggled to be onside. 7 times they've been offside, more than anybody,
Oh, actually, nice.
which is pretty crazy.
Calibrate's round the corner.
More than anybody in the history of the tournament now. And you think about it, a game of 2 halves, like in a different universe, they could be 3-1 up, 4-0 up.
It was a great finish. wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it really was.
You can't
A
blame
really good
anybody for that.
finish.
The keeper, the defender, that was just a good finish.
It's a great finish.
Yeah, so this kind of goes back to a question we had earlier on in the chat, and I can't remember your name, but you did mention it was the age of the squad with Argentina, and I think the average age is about 30. There's 4 players over the age of 34
you've got
or something.
Martinez. What did
What was he
take that shot
doing?
straight away?
Just shoot.
Do you think that is playing a
They're
big part in
playing
this?
one-siders, man. Oh,
Yeah,
unlucky
I
slip.
think they're struggling with the energy level.
Now what have you got?
Well, we've got cake.
What's that?
Where have you been? Where have you been?
Yeah, where have you been?
See, when I
Thank
disappeared
you.
at half time, I said, let me hook these guys up.
So you
Yeah.
have to have a word. You have to give him a little nudge, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know?
Little nudge. What have you got
Little
us?
nudge.
Yeah, Abby.
Oh my.
Seeing as you're in the middle, you can distribute them out.
Hold on. Let's just pick that one. Wow.
Wow, this is unreal. This is. I take it all
Wow, I
back
just
later.
want
I
to see
take
you
it all back.
ask.
By the way, how much money did you lot spend?
Oh, you get.
Where's my
Okay.
card?
There's a lot of stuff there.
Wow.
Well, give
this
me
is-
my card back,
This
do you know
is
what
what
I
I'm
mean?
talking about. Breakfast on
Oh,
DR.
what's in there?
All right, Lee, what would you like?
I'll go for.
You want a little cinnamon bun?
Yeah, go on, a cinnamon bun.
They do
there.
look very nice, cinnamon buns. Rob, what would you like?
I'll have
Chocolate
one of them
croissant?
croissant things.
What are those
which
ones
one?
there?
They're croissants. I've seen them ones before, like when I was in Italy. Because it all comes from a shop from around the corner. They're
This
an
looks
Italian
amazing.
shop.
What would you
So
like?
like an
I'll
Italian.
have a cinnamon bun as well.
You want a cinnamon bun?
I'll have
Rob,
a
what would you
croissant,
like?
please.
Thank you.
Which
very much.
croissant would you like?
What's this?
Vanilla one, a chocolate
That's a
one,
change.
a regular one? Vanilla, chocolate or regular?
Oh, Robbie, you.
You came with that?
Oh, look at that.
Oh, well this is, are they
very
good?
pretty.
Which one would you like?
I'll have that croissant. You know that one there?
That one?
The one with
This
the
one?
yeah
This one.
custard.
Oh, that's divine.
He
Are they
feels
amazing?
bad, Nicky, because he's turned up
Thank
late.
you very
This is what it's all
much.
about, like, you know.
He can turn up late.
Well, I've just been told to say. That's what I've just been told to say. So don't Don't
my
pick on me.
And that's probably my daughter put up there
I'm
as
going to
well.
have the cinnamon one because they do look really good. Wow, I'm very impressed with these.
I'll tell you what,
Lucky Ty ain't here. We wouldn't have got none.
Kenya's not afraid to dig you out. I'll tell you.
Oh no,
Right,
He did win 50 quid
If
just
he's
on
like-
darts, so
she might be homeless.
If
like.
he's late, if he's late, Kenya goes
Hey,
straight away.
I'll tell you what, right?
Blame my dad.
Saudi Arabia again.
Yeah! That was in, that was. What?
we've got a super chat from MB who said, "See,
What a goal!
my goodness,
What a goal for Saudi Arabia!
wow,
Wow!
that was unbelievable.
What a
Unbelievable.
goal! Get in there, man!
Nicky said they could come back and win this, and we mocked him.
wow."
Wow!
Well, if anyone had a bet
Hey,
on
listen,
this,
this is great for the tournament, man. A team in the Middle East doing this.
oh my goodness, if anybody did
Oh.
have a bet on this in the chat, please send through
Wow.
what the odds were.
Get in
This
there,
is
Saudi
unbelievable.
Arabia, man.
Let's have another look at that. I want to read out this
He looks
super
like
chat
a
as well.
that manager, didn't
Yeah,
he?
it does.
But even before the finish, watch the
Wow,
little
this is
touches he
insane.
takes.
Absolutely insane.
Wow! What a goal! Oh, please
no,
don't disallow that goal.
No.
Do not disallow that goal.
See, this is the problem with VAR sometimes.
No, he hasn't, he
Takes the
hasn't.
spontaneity out of it.
Something's happening.
What can be happening? Look at the touch, and then look at how he just comes back inside there. Now look at that.
Nothing wrong
And
with that.
Oh,
That's a wonderful
No,
goal.
that's
Great,
the goal of the
brilliant.
tournament so
World class,
far.
mate.
That's a brilliant goal, man.
Can't blame Romero for that one.
Yeah.
No.
You're saying about Luxembourg and them teams thing? Told you, man. I said they qualified. They beat. They
for them.
come top of a group with like Japan and Australia in.
That is a wonder strike.
Great
that.
goal.
Unbelievable.
Oh man,
That
I'm
could have
buzzing
been the
from
goal of
it.
the tournament, mate.
Goal of the tournament so far.
It is the goal of the tournament so far.
Please don't disallow it.
Well, this makes
They're
this
giving
game
it
very interesting. They deserve that as well. They've been
Absolutely.
on the front foot,
Fully deserve it. Do you want to read this super chat?
taking the game to them. Man, look at the pressing.
MB says, "See, there's nothing fearful with this Argentina team. A France, a Germany, and England, or any European team with youth and speed would terrorise them." And that goes back to what we were saying about that comment.
You were saying that, Abby, innit? About
Yeah.
them being an older team.
Yeah, about, Argentina are an older team. Maybe that's what people didn't necessarily consider. Sometimes age is experience, which of course it is. But at the same time, sometimes if you're playing a side that's maybe younger, fresher legs, quicker, pacier, that, they can't exploit that.
Sometimes all it takes is hard work.
Hard work and dedication, and absolutely
But
credit
look
to
at
Saudi.
skill as well, because both goals have been excellent, haven't they? Both
That,
goals.
Really
that,
good
was
bit of skill.
that was a world-class bit of play.
That was a world
If
class.
Messi
If
would have
Messi
done
had
that
done
the
that,
other
yeah.
Oh
They've been
yeah,
talking
they've
about
been
that
talking
for years.
forever.
Oh, look,
So go again.
you're up again.
Got confidence now.
Hey, I'll tell you what, man, this could be the shock of all shocks.
They deserved it, haven't they?
There's
What a-
always one. There's always one shock.
Yeah.
Nicky said that before you got here, Robbie. He actually said.
Yeah, I heard you say that, yeah.
I'm not having a dig or nothing when I say that, but I'm not. I'm very nice. You back in my good books. But what I'm saying is, Nicky did say that. I'll give him credit.
And there hasn't been a shock note so far, has there?
No.
This has all been the favourites.
There's always one. There's always one
Yeah.
in the opening games.
Let's see what you guys are saying. Pricey Arrow said people said that Argentina would win the World Cup. I mean, it's not over yet.
Me? Yeah, you can
Um,
lose your first game and still win it.
Good Beat said football is not only for Europe. There's a lot of good footballing nations out there.
Exactly, I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yep.
That's what we love about the World Cup.
Chelsea for Life is saying put Messi on the
Oh,
pitch.
that was great by Messi. Here comes Argentina.
Oh.
Messi.
Oh.
Great tackle. Great
What a
tackle, man.
tackle.
That was a fantastic tackle, man. These guys, the Saudi Arabians, are going to fight for everything, I'll
This
tell you
is
that.
brilliant.
The heart of them,
Yeah.
unreal.
I'll tell you what, you
And
wouldn't
this is
want
what
to
you
be
wanna
playing
see.
them, would you?
No.
You want to see things like this, though. This is what you
Great
want.
bit of football from Argentina, by the way, and great defending.
Competitiveness.
Ooh.
It is crazy that they've been offside 7 times. But credit to Saudi, because
Don't
maybe
sit back on it.
maybe
That's
their
the
plan
only thing. If they
worked.
sit back on it, they're allowing Argentina to get back in it.
They haven't shown Argentina any respect.
No.
It's easy to go into these games with a team like
Just be
Argentina
scared,
with all
yeah.
their history and just think, oh, this is
And
great
crumble.
Argentina, yeah. We'll concentrate on the next two. They've gone right at them from the first minute.
Yeah.
It's just if they can keep these levels up.
Yeah, for the full game.
What a tackle, man.
What a
That
tackle.
was an unbelievable tackle, man. That was as good as a goal.
Malika said, how is Lisandro Martinez not starting? Which is a very valid point.
Yeah.
Based on form, he's probably definitely
making
more
the
likely
start with
to
Otamendi.
start. over Romero for me.
Where's Mendy playing now? He was too old for City about
I thought he was
5
in
years ago.
Italy.
He's playing
Really?
Benfica. Benfica.
Why don't I think? Benfica, sorry. Yes, he was playing at centre-back with Vertonghen at Benfica. Saudi's 49th ranked in the world. But then again, we look at Iran yesterday, and Iran are 20th in the world.
Really? Yeah.
So sometimes maybe we shouldn't be sleeping on them, and absolutely right, it's not all about
That
European.
ranking system's a joke, to be honest.
How do you think they actually do the
Remember, they're
ranking?
from the same region, Iran, Saudi.
You can be the top. England have been the top before. You can be the top by just playing more games.
Is that how they rank it?
I'll tell you what. The energy levels of this team is unbelievable.
And I said this in the previews to these games, right? I said, these teams, remember, this is where...
We should have asked AGT how hot it is today.
Yeah, this is their...
Because it's about midday, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're 3 hours ahead, so what are we, 11:30, 11:20 now?
Well, they're bringing on a few subs now.
Romero's coming off.
You want to
they win now, I would say.
You want to win a game?
They will
take
win
the
now.
Tottenham players, get them all off.
Yeah.
Martinez is coming on. Lissandro Martinez.
I think that's a fair substitution.
Oh, that's Thingy from City, isn't it?
Julian Alvarez.
Junior Alvarez, yeah.
He's very Aguero-like.
Why is Martinez, you know what I mean, the Man United fans are saying that he's the best,
Gomez.
you've got Tottenham fans saying that Romero's the best centre-half in the Premier League, and you've got Man United fans saying it's Martinez. One's gone off and one's come on.
Time to Wake Up said, this is why I love the World Cup. I'm absolutely stunned. Saudi Arabia have the momentum and can go for the kill. Rambo said that's what happens when you don't start United's best defender in Martinez. RTX said Saudi Arabia playing like a warrior, giving their all.
Oh, that's a good ball.
Hyena said is Messi on the pitch.
Oh,
I mean, it is absolutely,
he's gone missing.
brilliant
isn't
what
he,
we've
again?
seen. Have we seen much from Messi? Not really.
No.
Well, he has scored a penalty.
But since that first
And
10
he did
minutes.
have he has a disallowed goal in it. I can't say he's been missing.
But would
Second half, Saudi Arabia was
He would have scored if it weren't for that amazing tackle just there. By
Saudi
the way.
Arabia have been all over him in the second half. They've been brilliant. And to be fair, in the first half, they were... You know what it is, right? They've been brave.
Yeah.
Brave, man. A brave performance. They haven't just
They've
said...
come
like
out
you
second
said
half
it,
and
Nicky.
1-0 down and they've took it to them.
Yeah, they haven't just said, we're playing... Look who we're playing, we've got no chance. It's been brilliant.
You've got belief.
Yeah.
Well, that was fantastic, that, Robbie. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed that. Nice.
I just wanted to give you a really good stat. All of Lionel Messi's goals at the World Cup have been scored in the group stages. Never found the net in 756 minutes prior to this game of play in knockout phases of the tournament.
Yeah.
So he's not scoring in a knockout?
No, he's not scored a knockout goal now.
Never.
Wow.
Which is quite interesting, isn't it?
It's one of them, as I said before, it's a big
You
stage.
think it sounds like, and they compare him with Maradona.
No, to me, I heard your guys' argument as I was driving in, right? And I agree with you lot, man. Maradona, better.
Best to
If
ever
he
play
would have
the
been
game.
playing now,
Yeah.
like with VAR and players couldn't just hack him down.
Yeah.
Well, we might have won the World Cup if VAR were around in them days, but...
Would you prefer to have VAR or you wouldn't prefer to have VAR?
I think we should have VAR. I really do. I think I don't like the way it's controlled, especially the way they do it over here. But I think in a modern day football, you have to, where we're able to see a replay and then see that a player handballed it or
For again.
I don't mind VAR.
Or a player's a miles offside.
When it's miles off, it's clear. I don't like it when they're just, like his shoulder was offside there. That ain't what
I think,
offside
they
is
need to tweak it up,
Yeah.
right? But
I don't think it should be around.
You don't
honestly.
think it should be?
No,
you think
no,
we
no.
should go back?
Because the only thing, I say, even goal line technology obviously was brought in after the 2006 World
facts.
Cup, wasn't it? Because we had that goal disallowed. But
Yeah. Goal line technology, I'm fine with.
yeah,
because it's facts, Abby.
Yeah,
It's facts.
I like the fact that there is human error in the decisions, and I like the fact that
no, but look at some of the things that have happened in the past, man. Say you get the World Cup final, we get to the World Cup final, England are there, and we lose to a goal that's a yard offside. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
with all
I
the
agree with
cameras
that.
and everything we've got now.
Robert,
Or we lose to
the thing that I
a
do
goal
like-
where like you said, the Maradona one, hand of God. Ooh,
But the thing that I do,
the hand of God goal wouldn't have stood.
But the thing that I do like about no VAR is the game is
spontaneous.
It's spontaneous, but it's the same across the board. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to get VAR and goal line technology in a Sunday league game or a kids game. Like, and then all of a sudden you get to the top level. I mean, they don't even use VAR in the Championship.
That's the same in every sport. That's the same in you know. I mean, you don't.
I guess rugby's the same. Yeah, because they have the
you don't get VAR. You're not going to get VAR in a local cricket game, are you? Or you're not going to get American football. You're not going to have
goal.
Second goal.
Oh,
good save!
My God.
Well, actually, you do
That's
kind of
got to be offside.
you do have VAR in American football in a type of
in a local game.
No, not in a local game, obviously, but on a big stage.
No, they have. Every sport now has got
technology.
Technology.
Come on, man. We're living in the 21st century now.
But sometimes
it's just that they need to tweak it so it's quick.
I think they don't. They don't do themselves any favours. Even with they're not consistent enough.
I do agree with you. They're not consistent
enough. Look at that. You give a penalty for the Argentina grab today. That's exactly the same as what.
They ain't giving a penalty, are they?
Oh, you caught him. Look at the way you went down on Mendy.
Doesn't look like they're giving up.
It's not consistent enough, and that's nothing to do with the technology. That's to do with the people that are reviewing the technology. And there has to be set rules and reasons why they should be. We shouldn't be looking at toenails being offside.
That's the difference.
Slows it down too much.
That's the difference between VAR. So I don't agree with the rules. You know what I mean? Like VAR. There's such vague rules, like clear and obvious errors. Well, you see clear and obvious errors everywhere. You know what I mean? And you can't use it for everything. So, like, have set rules and set times. Like, even if there's a decision and they can't make the decision, if you can't make the decision in a minute, then let the original decision stand.
It's not the fault of the VAR though. That's the fault of the
VAR is the people. VAR is not the technology. The technology is perfect.
Yeah, it's better than but some of the stuff that used to go on.
But there is some
watching a game and there's an obvious goal or it's obvious offside and something like that.
I know what you mean.
We got the technology to see it.
Yeah, I agree with that. But when they start getting rulers out and all that,
there is an argument that the officiating should be better in general, and I think that a lot of emphasis has been taken off the referees. I think that they don't necessarily think they have to do their job because VAR will do it for them.
I don't like the fact.
I think it's two things. I think number one is like how they and I think things need to be explained. So if that Harry Maguire one yesterday, right, the referee or something would have said, right, the reason why that's not been given, right, which I see them doing that's offside again as well.
Oh,
Messi.
Oh, good tackle.
Good tackle, man. They're defending for their lives, Saudi Arabia, man. You know the Harry Maguire one yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, one of the reasons, and this is apparently, one of the reasons why it might not have been given is that Harry Maguire was holding the guy first before he had his arms all over him, right? If that would have been explained, then at least now you think to yourself,
fair enough, exactly.
Right, well, actually, let me look at it again and maybe, but they don't. They just say no goal. So then you look at the Harry Maguire one and then you look at the one today and you're like, what's the difference?
But maybe what they could do...
They don't explain things.
Is for TV audience. Obviously, it's not going to help you in the stadium, which I think is the most important thing. Remember, like, when you used to get an injury on the sideline and you have Jeff Shreves down there and he'd go like that, what's happened? And he'd go, I've tweaked my hamstring, you know what I mean? Like, I can't carry on. And they go back there, thanks Jeff, and all that sort of thing. And it's like, why can't I have someone in the VAR room saying, why are you not reviewing this one? And he goes, well, when we looked at it back, Maguire's holding him first.
Well, I guess they try and do that. In, who's the guy that they use on?
Peter Walton.
Peter Walton, and obviously that no one ever agrees with what.
But you know what?
Peter Walton says most of the time. But
Nicky, American football. So the other day when I went to that one at Tottenham, their thing when there's a controversial thing or when there's like
a flag.
There's a flag, yeah. Oh, that's nasty. When there's a flag, and so that's like a foul. A guy comes on the pitch and you just see the referee comes on the pitch and he presses some little button and he goes,
speaks to the stadium.
5 yards, foul, blah, blah, blah. The whole stadium hears what he says.
Yeah. The whole stadium does hear what he's saying.
5 yard foul, blah, blah, blah. He explains it.
Explains what's happened, says it's offence, defence, takes it back. We just don't have the same thing.
And you know what struck me there, because I was thinking to myself, if that would be football, people would be saying, yeah, but you wouldn't be able to do it because of this, or you wouldn't...
Do you think it's because of more... this is not to say that NFL and American football isn't tribal, because it is very tribal, but is it because of how maybe I don't know what the word is for English football fans. Maybe it's a bit more
volatile.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Volatile.
Yeah, still,
is that why?
Still, you know, I think it is one of those things that you get used to after a while. Explain. Let them explain the decision.
And they do that. And they do that in I think most other things as well. With rugby, they do.
I think it's a travesty when you go to a game, you pay your money to go to the game,
and they ruin it.
And everybody knows, like you're in the dark watching it. So like people on TV know what the penalty's for or what they're doing. You don't even know.
You have to sit there and try and find it on your Twitter or something.
So you're actually like, you get what's going on. Oh, it's a VAR check for what? You know, you should be made aware of it.
Don't tell you nothing. Even if we went to a game at Leeds, right? Yeah. And all the power went. We just stood there for like 45 minutes. No one said anything.
Have you noticed as well when they put, you know, when they've got to show you the VAR, once they make a VAR decision, they've got to put that on the screen, haven't they? Have you seen it? Have you noticed it's the most pixelated, tiny little picture that they show? Have you noticed that?
No, I haven't noticed
when you're at the stadium, have you noticed that?
I haven't even noticed.
You know, like you've got them big clear digital screens.
Ball by Messi.
Yeah.
When you got
them big clear, when they show the VAR decision, it's like you're watching on the internet in the 1990s.
Yeah, but when you go to Liverpool haven't even got screens.
No, that's
all United.
So like, so you don't actually ever see.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's mad. It's mad. You know, you're phoning up, or you're watching on the WhatsApp group. Oh, like, it's a penalty check. Yeah. So you're actually standing there going, well, what I think that's wrong.
You know what I do think though, the reason why the officiating and they do all of these things with VAR is because there is no accountability. They don't have to explain it to anybody.
No,
exactly. If you had to explain like that, as I said, right, they do it in other sports. I heard somebody suggest this, right? I don't know what you guys think of this, right? Like in football, you have so it'd be like a challenge. So like in tennis.
Yeah.
And cricket as well, they do it, where you've got a couple of challenges, and then after that, we use up your challenges.
Yeah, if you get it right, you get it back, and if you don't,
maybe that could be a thing that they could do in football when it comes to.
Yeah, but then that would entail that they.
What a goal that was!
That would entail that they confess that they've made a mistake, and they'll never do that. Referees, I think there's too many egos in referees.
I think football is the people's game, and it's the most snobbish sport there is out there. Always don't want to change. Always the last to try something. To me. You know, they just need to tweak up that thing and just make it better and just explain to me. As I said, when I was at that thing, that American football, I was like, I heard everything the guy just said. I know the reason. I'm not even a big, expert on this sport, but I know the reasons why. I
just want to touch on that quickly.
That was overturned.
Because also when I was watching the rugby the other day, they had the same thing, and also the respect I think that players give to the officials is also a big part of maybe why they don't show it in football, because as soon as the referee in a rugby game or in any other type of sport, same with NFL, gives a decision, you don't see people going up and questioning. They're super polite. They discuss it with the referee, or they discuss as to why they're given that decision, and then that's that. And I just don't think that we have the same type of maybe respect or
for the officials or whatever.
For the officials, and maybe that's because of over the years the officiating hasn't been very good at times in the Premier League or across various things.
If I'll be honest, like this tournament so far, the refereeing has been pretty good.
I think the officiating of this tournament and the VAR decisions have actually been very good.
Right,
because when we were sitting here on Sunday for that first goal in the Ecuador game, and it was given offside, obviously everyone around the world was like, oh my god, what have you given that offside for? Disallowed that for. But once you saw the replay and you saw the explanations behind VAR as to why they did it, it was like there's no way a Premier League referee would have got that. There's no way the VAR at Stockley Park would have got that.
The explanations on TV, but they didn't, even though you'd be in the ground now, you wouldn't know what.
No, in the ground you probably wouldn't, but sitting here you thought, wow, what a great decision, because that's actually how VAR is meant to be implemented. That was completely correct. But I think that's where Nicky says it's not consistent, that is the problem. They
changed the rules too many times.
Exactly.
They changed there's different rules for different seasons.
Oh, that was a great ball.
They changed the rules to a minute. There's even been times where they've changed the rules halfway through the season because they don't like it. They haven't got it right.
Oh, what a ball that was.
Yeah, they do, and that's the problem. Before VAR was implemented.
How did he play that?
Good save.
But before VAR was implemented, they'd changed the rules, I think, twice in 20 years of the Premier League. And since VAR came in, I think it's over 200 times.
Yeah.
I just want to read some of these super chats. From Red Square, who said the atrocious lack of pace for Argentina will cost them. No pace in midfield, attack or defence. I keep saying pace is currency of the modern game.
Yeah.
Ramin said, how about if more than 5% of your body is offside? In relation to VAR?
No, I think offside's offside, but I think it's got to be clear.
I think if your part of your body's onside,
like you're
onside.
Like the 2 goals here with Messi, his shoulder's offside. With the naked eye, you can't see it.
Yeah,
you can't see it. So why are we using like technology to do things like that? You know, I've seen Premier League goals where there would be no way on earth the naked eye could see it. No way.
Offside wasn't invented for what they're giving offsides for now. Offsides was for seeking an advantage, cheating, like, you know what I mean, like goal hanging.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean.
Bring back goal hanging. That's what.
So it's totally changed now, and it's not what football was about.
But the game has changed. The game has changed.
But you know, it doesn't make it a better game, though.
No, it doesn't. And I think that the game was better maybe 20 years ago.
Oh. Listen, I think
without the technology.
Yeah, listen. Some of the rules I remember when I was playing, they changed, but the back pass rule come in, like, funny enough.
Yeah, and everyone moaned about that.
Everybody moaned about it.
That's
at
first.
A great rule. Oh, it was and you know, when he's playing and thinking, it's been a great rule. It's been a great addition to the game. Yeah. It's made it so much better. So there have been rules. He's in. No, good goal.
Keeper done brilliantly.
Honestly,
keeper done brilliantly.
They've been brilliant. They've been absolutely brilliant.
By the way, you know what? You know we've got Saudi Arabia in
I've got a super chat for you. Velan said Robbie laughed at X for getting Saudi.
And
you know what's going to happen.
Expressions, man.
Expressions are going to text you at full time.
You're never going to hear the end of this now, you know what I mean?
By the way, guys, we are doing the following game, which is Denmark-Tunisia. So make sure you scan the barcode, go on and do your DR Sports predictions with us, and make sure you get those locked in before the game. Sorry, Nicky,
15 minutes left, time running out.
I forgot what I was going to say.
They don't look like...
who else is in this group?
I imagine it's Denmark,
Tunisia.
Saudi could definitely beat Tunisia. They'd be through if they win this game.
Yeah.
And then one of Argentina or
Denmark are semi-finalists in the Euros.
I mean, Denmark are a good side as well.
They are. Yeah. They're a really good side.
This would be bad loss for Argentina, I'll tell you that.
Argentina could
bad
be in trouble.
loss.
I just need to know who had the odds. Like, if someone had a bet on this.
No one in the world has bet on
What? Someone bet 6-2 yesterday. Someone had the correct score yesterday.
None of us have picked Saudi. Come on, I've picked Argentina.
That must be like a gambling addict who's bet every scoreline under.
Oh no, this group is Argentina,
Mexico,
Saudi Arabia, and Poland. That's
it's
group.
Weird because of how they're all bundled
together. Mexico, a good side as well. So Poland can turn up with Lewandowski.
Defend it. Well done.
Can they hang on till the end now? And there'll be a lot of injuries.
I'm so impressed with Saudi Arabia. Yeah. So impressed with them.
Can they hang on till the end?
And they lost their captain.
Yeah.
In the first half.
They did.
This second half now, since that goal, man, Argentina have been all over him, haven't they?
Velan says, if Saudi wins, needs to be an exclusive best of enemies with X.
God almighty, never really the end of it.
AMT says, yes, Messi is quiet, but Di Maria has been woeful. We haven't actually even spoken about Di Maria.
Di Maria, I've never seen what they've never. No,
never read him. I think.
No, I've never. I think he's decent, but he's not the sort of player that.
I like him. Good player.
At Madrid, I think he was up there.
He was brilliant at Madrid, man.
The problem was he went to United.
United, he was poor, but PSG and Madrid, he was good.
That seems to happen to a lot of players, didn't it? Look at Memphis.
Yeah, another one. Memphis had a good game yesterday.
You just saw some of them Argentinian fans. They're absolutely stunned.
The Premier League is not for everybody, is it?
No, it's not for everybody.
What was the other one that played for Ron? You know what I mean? Like, he never really...
Who was the other one? Diego Forlan? Forlan again. What player
he struggled initially. He did come good, didn't he, in the end? But there's a few players.
Anonymous said it's the end of the Ronaldo and Messi era. Are we kind of feeling that now that it's coming to the... I mean, we know it's coming to the end.
It's finished. It's Haaland Mbappe now.
Yeah, Haaland Mbappe.
There's new kids on the block.
I think
and it happens to the greatest
in the next 2-3 years.
100%.
You know, Messi's been like on the periphery of this game, if you be honest. He's not really...
He's not been bad though, has he?
That's a foul.
Not been terrible, but he's not been... He's not Diego Maradona, is he?
Yeah. He's taking the game by the scruff of the neck like 10 years ago.
Now this is where you're going to need him, isn't it?
That was a nasty one.
That's a booking, that is, by the way.
Should have been. They won't give the ball back. Look, they're keeping the ball.
This could be a turn-up.
Football Champ says, what about Neymar? We're not putting Neymar in that category?
What?
Neymar's just under.
He very much
Just
splits
under them.
opinion, doesn't he, Neymar?
Yeah,
Splits
you know, I
opinion.
like Neymar, right? His skills, but the diving, man, that always. He's just too much acting from that guy.
He's never quite.
I think it didn't help him going to PSG. I know. I don't think that helped. Like,
should've
leaving
went-
Barcelona.
You know what he should have
for-
done? He should have went somewhere where it's him.
He was the main
He's
man.
always kind of like somewhere with people. Innit?
I think he was though when he went to PSG. Then they just started
When
signing
they signed
everyone,
Mbappe
didn't they?
and then
Ibrahimovic
Messi.
and-
Well, they already had Mbappe, didn't
I mean,
they?
Mbappe's the main guy at PSG.
You know, he was fantastic when he was at Barcelona, but he weren't the main man, was he? Like it was.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why he left PSG. But
Still
to
the
leave
world
Barcelona
record
for
fee, isn't
PSG didn't seem.
Neymar.
Neymar, yeah, 230 million or
Yeah,
something.
must
he
What's
was.
going on there?
Absolutely insane money. AMT said he was referring to Di Maria in this game, not in general as a player.
Look, I just don't think.
What was that?
I really hope Saudi do this. I think they've fully
I think
deserved
they
it.
deserve it. Like,
They
they're
have,
going to
they've
hold
really
on here. I
deserved
think.
They've been brilliant. I just got a feel it as a free kick.
Give a free kick.
And that's in Messi range, mate. That is a Messi range free kick.
Epic TV said
Did
the
you see
Don said
anything? I didn't see
Argentina
a
would
free
win the
kick,
World
did you?
Cup.
Nor did I. Let's see.
Have a look.
Nah, that's
Give
not
a free kick. So that's what I say about Messi. He done that at the Emirates one time.
He dived there, innit?
Yeah.
Nico Mo said Argentina are being talked up too soon on vibes and no evidence.
No,
Saudi
they won the Copa America.
This is a good stat from
That's quite good to win, isn't it?
from the Nzubizu. Said Saudi Arabian manager won twice the Africa Cup of Nations, once with Zambia against all odds.
Wow.
That's a good stat. If
He
that
looks
is
like a Bond
accurate.
villain. Did you see him?
That's brilliant. Huh?
Looks like a Bond villain, the manager.
Yeah, I know, yeah. He looked with his white shirt on and
Little curtains. Looks like
he
come
looks,
from
he
straight
looks
from
slick, innit?
1992.
He looks slick, man.
He got booked for that.
I think
He must have been.
complaining. Some
Complaining.
some Arabic swear words there, you know what I mean?
And rightly so. There's never a foul.
No
If they
chance.
score from this, it's totally out of order.
And Messi can score from
Yeah.
this.
Eamon says Neymar is world class.
He is world class. He is world class, but he's just. I agree. He's just under Messi.
He's been unlucky because he's been in the era of Ronaldo
Yeah.
and Messi. I think he would have won a Ballon d'Or earlier on in his career. I think he's never quite done it though, has he?
Yeah.
You know what AGT was saying earlier? It's true, man. When you go, like I remember the last World Cup, man. The South Americans, they're unreal at
They
World
bring
Cup.
the vibe, don't
The
they?
Peruvians, the Mexicans, the Brazilians.
Yeah, Rob, you know
Yeah.
it spreads across 3 countries the next World Cup, mate. If you
Yes.
need anyone in Mexico, you call me.
That's going to be.
We'll all be
lit,
fighting to go to
Canada
Mexico.
and Mexico. I've got so much family in Canada as well. It's going to be brilliant.
Canada, Mexico, and the US. That's going to be an
Yeah.
amazing.
Is that
one.
where it is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the next one. Oh, Messi
It's going to be
skied it.
brilliant. But I tell you what, if you go to LA for one of the games, you'll be stuck on that 405.
Oh, LA, the traffic in LA.
Robbie will be late then.
I
like,
promise
is that what he's
you.
saying,
I've
like?
never fancied LA, man.
Have you been to
It's
LA?
a great- it's a
I've
great
been to LA,
place to
the
go.
traffic,
Yeah,
man.
The
traffic.
traffic is
Unreal.
unlike anything if you think the M25 is
Yeah,
bad,
yeah, sure.
imagine it like
Miami's pretty bad.
Double.
I've been to Miami. That
Miami's
was
bad.
bad.
New York's
traffic.
bad as well, traffic.
Yeah, I bet.
but at least
But-
I've got the subway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but-
You can't get anywhere
yeah,
in LA.
LA, the traffic.
It's a nightmare.
Is there
I
no
remember
subway
because
system?
Steve
No,
used to
they've
live
got no
around.
train system, no subway.
Steve would be like, we'd have to get to a place by 3 o'clock.
You got to leave by
And
12.
he'd be like, yeah, we need to leave now. I go, Steve, start half 12. He go, we don't, you get on that freeway now.
It's
Yeah,
true.
no chance.
You think you think they're just
And he
being
was right.
dramatic until you actually go, and then you're like,
offside,
oh, they
surely.
actually were being serious. You really need 3 hours to get from
Surely.
for a 25 to 40 minute drive. You need about 3 hours.
And the road's got like about 6 lanes.
Yep.
It's just crazy.
can't
But like you
believe
said,
it.
Abby, because that's another crunching foul.
It'd be a red.
It's because they've got no
Because they've got no subway, they've got no
Such a
other type
vast
of-
place.
They need to get
You
subway
think they'd have
system
subways
there.
in
Yeah,
LA,
you
wouldn't
think
you? 'Cause
so.
it's
wouldn't
massive.
You know, earthquakes and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's because of that.
So I
Like,
don't think you could have.
yeah, well, yeah, of course, yeah.
Trams?
No,
No.
we've got nothing.
And it's huge, isn't it?
Monorail?
It's huge, the place.
We've got a super chat
That's probably why they don't have them in LA then. That's,
from in loving memory of my little brother Gigi. That's very sweet.
big up, man.
He says, I'm an Arsenal fan here. If it's for Abby, I'm turning to Spurs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very sweet.
an Arsenal
But it's
fan,
okay, you can
yeah,
stay at
an
Arsenal. I wouldn't want you to compromise your
look at that.
beliefs.
As much as Abby's lovely, like, there's no way.
Oh,
Ever turning me at Spurs.
I reckon you would, Lee. You would.
way.
You would.
No way.
You like Harry Kane now, and you didn't. And you talk to your nephew.
I talk to my nephew now, like, you know.
Yeah, there we go. Gareth saying Neymar world class, talented, yes, but his Ronaldo-esque ego is not for me. Individuals don't win anything in a team sport.
Taking away Ronaldo and Messi now, who are we saying is world class now?
Mbappe, Haaland.
man.
Yeah,
Haaland's world class.
Mbappe's the best player in the world for me right now. Haaland's world class, although still early for him.
It's
He's
still so
got
early.
Benzema's world class.
Still got a lot to do,
Benzema.
isn't he?
I think Son's world class.
Kane.
Yeah.
I honestly do
Son
think
is
so. I think
quality,
he's one of
he
the
is
most
quality.
underrated players.
Yeah, he's a good player.
I think Bellingham is definitely, as you mentioned, Nicky, one to watch.
Yeah.
Saka's one to watch.
Saka is
Salah.
one to watch. Salah.
Salah's world class.
yeah.
I wanted
Salah.
to ask you actually about Declan Rice. So, what is the current
Mane.
situation with? He didn't sign a new
you go
contract, did he?
Mane.
No.
Lewandowski.
There's like an insider at West Ham. His name's ex-West Ham employee, and he's like, he never gets anything wrong. And there was a report yesterday or the day before, basically saying that West Ham are going to listen to offers for him in the summer. Somebody said to the ex-West Ham employees, "It's true," and he's like, "Unfortunately, yes, it is." I think it's a deal that's been done for a long time that he's going to be going after this season. It'd take a miracle to keep him at West Ham now. It would take an absolute miracle to keep him now. But a little bit like this conversation that we had earlier, you know, for his own sake, he's got to go.
Yeah.
You think
got to go for his career.
Declan Rice, right, has never played.
Oh,
Messi! Oh,
poor header.
should have done better there. He should have headed it down, isn't
They're
it?
going to win this game.
He's never played European football. Well, actually, no, I sort of lie. He played Europa League.
Europa
last
League,
year.
yeah.
Never
Yeah.
played Champions League football. Huh?
Never played Champions League. But
Yeah.
he's 24. He's given us a long time. I think he's given us longer than anyone thought. But I think this has been on the cards for a while. They sort of outpriced him in the market last year. When he didn't sign a contract, he just.
What would
probably
you
said
say
to-
you'd be happy with then, Nick, for him to go? Like, what transfer fee would you
How-
say?
He's
how
got
long-
to go somewhere that's got to win. I
How
wouldn't.
long's he got in his contract? Just
2 years left.
2 years left.
So what are you saying?
I wouldn't want him to go to Newcastle. Newcastle are really interested in signing him, £100 million. I think you're taking a sideward step there. If you want to win trophies, you're not going to win them immediately with Newcastle. It's going to take 4 or 5 years to even get up to.
do you think? I think they're
No,
proving.
I
I think they're
think
proving
it'll
that
take
plan
that long,
is
no.
moved up a bit.
No, honestly, I do. I honestly think that it will take 4 or 5 years to be in contention.
How much money would you accept?
100 million quid now. 100 million quid, and I think he'll be
Do
anyone's.
you think you're going to get 100 million?
Yeah, I do. I do think we'll get 100 million for him.
I think it'll be definitely interesting to see where he goes. But I was in that same thought process with the Newcastle thing, that it would take a while. But from what we're seeing so far, I think that they're still in the Cups, aren't they? They've got the FA
Yeah.
Cup to
Yeah,
come,
they're-
still in the Carabao. They knocked you out, didn't they, of the Carabao?
Yeah, but after,
I think they could. I think
we
they
was
could
in
win a
this
trophy.
position last year. You know, it's a long old season.
It is a long old season, but I do think that they've
I think
got.
they're going about it the right way,
I
Abby. I
agree.
think they're spending their money wisely, not going overboard.
A lot of the players that are still in their team are ones that have still been there, not even that they've brought in, and that they've really improved.
Yeah, so it'd be.
Got a good manager, I think. I think he's a very underrated manager.
What would you say you should do with your manager? Because obviously there's a lot of rumblings that it's time for Moyes to go. Are you in that camp?
Get rid of him.
You want to get rid of him?
Really?
Get rid of him.
After what he's done, unbelievable.
I'm sick
isn't
to
it?
the back teeth of him, to be honest with you. I am sick to the back teeth.
Time changes quick, doesn't it?
In the
Football's a fickle
No,
sport.
it
I'm
is a
shocked.
fickle sport. He's done marvels with us, and he's done it on with a very thin squad. And the thing is, I think he's becoming a little bit and I said this to Robbie earlier, and he sort of like listened to my reasonings for him. When he's got choice, Moyes, he's no good because we can play in a different way. He isn't evolving the way we're playing football. He wants to play he's bought all of these players in. £180 million was spent this summer on Skamaka, Paqueta, some real talent, and we're still playing the same pragmatic way. You know what I mean? It's a bit like Southgate. When he's got a choice, you've got to evolve the way you play football. You can't play that dinosaur football all the time. You can't play one way because the Premier League is so harsh and such an advanced sport that people just work you out. And that's what's happened to us this season. We've been worked out, and he hasn't got the answers to it. He hasn't got the answers. and he's done brilliant. I thank him for all of he's done. But if you want to evolve, and this is what I'm saying, when it comes to this point, we're on a high at the minute. We're in the Conference League, and we're through to the next stage of that. We've got to the semi-finals of the Europa League. If you want to advance as a football club, you've got to evolve.
Yeah.
And we're not evolving. And that's why I would say get rid of him. You know what I mean? Show a bit of ambition. because when we come... When we go
for Argentina.
When we come...
Great defending.
Brilliant. They defended like fantastic.
11th this year, and we get knocked out of the Conference League.
Since they scored.
Yeah.
Where's the draw? Where's the draw to that? We've got no European football.
That's great, man.
You know, there's no good season to sort of like
brilliant.
To say we're evolving. There's no draw for a top manager. You've got to evolve not only your manager, not only the way you play, but you know, I don't think anybody should be in a club, if you want to go forward, should be indispensable. You can't turn around and go, yeah, but he done well for us last season, but he's not doing well for us this season. So get rid of him and get someone better.
It's a fair point. Just want to also say that they haven't had a shot since they scored Saudi Arabia, but they've had 2 shots, both on target, and 2 goals. So let's just quickly read some of the super chats.
And they've defended fantastically well.
They have. They have been absolutely exceptional.
I've got to say,
this second half.
thoroughly deserve it.
Yeah, they work.
Thoroughly deserve it.
Unreal, man.
Super chat from Gareth Staunton, who said, "Would you guys be talking about Rice like this if he hadn't switched allegiance to England? Considering he played for Ireland, you're lucky he was only captain of friendly."
What do you mean? He's still a fantastic player.
Still be talking about him.
Yeah, I'll still be talking about him. He's the best player. He's the best player I've ever seen come from our academy.
Yeah.
Might see if I was just thinking of Saudi Arabia, you might see a couple of these players playing at Newcastle next season, you know what I mean? And their owners are Saudi owners, isn't it?
They've given a very good account.
There's a few teams that would do well with this work rate.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, but the goals though, there were 2 great goals by Saudi, man.
Another super chat from Adrian, who said Rice has a new agent who has a season ticket at Stamford Bridge. It's interesting to see if Champions League changes, but apparently Chelsea agents have been working on it for a while.
I think there was always rumours he was going to go Chelsea.
It always has been his dad, and it always will be his dad.
There we go, Adrian. You heard it here first.
I think they've always looked at going to Chelsea, innit? But Chelsea's changed now.
With Mason Mount, doesn't he?
It's changed now. Chelsea are not like the Fire where they could just buy who they want now. They can't afford £100 million.
Also, there's nothing to say that Chelsea are going to get Champions League football.
There's no draw there. I don't think there's a draw there. If he goes, he's got to go to a team that's ready-made to win title. I think he could go abroad.
Yeah,
I think he could go to Real Madrid or Barcelona or someone like that.
Come to Arsenal.
Bayern Munich. He's not going to go to Arsenal.
Why not, man? See, listen.
Arsenal need to be there or thereabouts for the next 3 years.
Budget from? So far, you've just said you're buying Rice and Bellingham. Where are you getting this budget from?
We spent a lot of money in the past couple of seasons.
That's about 250 million before you do anything else.
Yeah. That's all we need.
You seen the expected goals this game? 2.18 for Argentina, 0.14 for Saudi Arabia.
But that makes a mockery of it, because they've scored this.
That means, do you know what? I hate that stat.
It'll be interesting how much they're going to put on in this game.
Let's see if they can hold on.
8 minutes, there's been a lot.
There'll be a lot of injury time.
Yeah.
That's a good delivery.
Look at that, it's great defending. Look at
how much stoppage time is there?
It's 14 minutes probably in this World Cup.
Like yesterday. We are in the 90th minute, so we're just waiting to see how many stoppage time. Thank you to our friends at Opta for the
look
stats.
At them, look at them. I love what I've seen here.
Corner.
Yeah. Even that, right? Again, the amount of minutes that's been added on. Why can't there just be a screen that stops, starts, and tells us that, so we all know? Why do we have to wait in suspense?
8 minutes of stoppage time.
Why do we have to wait in suspense to know how much is going to be added on?
Where on earth
That's
got
the
8
drama.
minutes from?
8 minutes? Where's that come from?
I've got no
You
idea.
see?
No stoppages.
I've got no idea.
There you go. Now you're there questioning it. That's what I'm saying. So why didn't you just have a screen like in every other sport and it just stops every time there's a break?
Claim?
Oh, he dropped it. That's a goal.
Off the line.
Off the line is given.
It was offside anyway.
It was offside.
It was off the line.
Defending, man. What's going on?
Oh no, he ain't give a penalty, surely.
No.
Yeah,
Keeper a yellow card. What was that for?
For what?
What's it if he's booked him?
Would
What's
this be
going on
their
here?
first ever win?
What's he booked him for?
I think this.
I
They
thought-
beat
I'm sure
Belgium
Saudi
1-0.
Oh, yeah, that's
but
right,
this will be their first win since
What do you get booked for?
1994. So 28 years.
Unless he's got up and pushed
What's
someone.
going on?
Let's see what's going on here.
It's
offside.
offside.
No, there's no offside there.
He put his flag up, the lino.
What's
They
he
ain't
done?
giving a penalty for that, have they?
He hasn't done anything.
There's nothing wrong with
That's
that.
not
That's
a penalty.
That's
So
not
let's-
a penalty. If they give a penalty for that, that's a disgrace. Brilliant defending off the line, man. Oh man, these
The
guys, they
effort.
deserve it. They
The
deserve
effort and the heart that these Saudi players have put in is
been
unbelievable.
Tell you what,
must
mate,
have been booked
these
for
might
saying
become
he
my
said
second
then,
team
Robbie.
in this World Cup because I've really enjoyed watching
I
these.
think
to be
they've been a
honest.
revelation. They really,
I'm
really
glad I
have.
come into that. I wasn't going to come into that. I came in.
Aren't you glad you came in and
Yeah, I am.
spent the
I am
morning
glad.
with
Yeah.
us?
Great, isn't it? What, like, you know, 10 o'clock watching football, like, you know what I mean? So,
I love it.
can't beat the
The
World
thing
Cup
is,
with that.
Lee, you got 1, 4, and then 7, mate. You
All
can do it
day,
all
all
day.
Yeah, you do.
It is a festival of football the first 2 weeks, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, and then it gets a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Gareth in the super chat said Rice obviously doesn't listen to his dad, considering his dad wanted him to play for Ireland.
Yeah, that's true.
And another super chat in response to his earlier
Corner.
one from in loving memory of my little brother Gigi, who said he'd switched to Spurs to me. He said, please disregard my previous super chat. Fell in the shower this morning and concussed, wasn't thinking of shit. It's okay. You stay at Arsenal.
If we want him now, though, really, do we? Like, he's sort of swayed, isn't he?
Mind going to
towards
West
something.
Ham?
Eh?
He can go and support West Ham.
Yeah, come to West Ham.
Go support West Ham.
Have they got anybody glamorous like Abbi,
Guy I
though?
love,
Yeah, me.
isn't he?
Yeah, they've got
I like
Nicky.
misery.
He's way more glamorous than I am. Black Kid said Saudi Arabia to win the World Cup.
No chance.
Saya says Saudi
It would
players show
actually,
heart.
it would actually be great, though, isn't it, if a team.
But this is what it's saying.
It's like when Greece won the Euros, like an underdog
You know, when you look at these teams, you know,
Everyone was writing off.
you know, like you
some
know,
people before.
I said cricket score.
Should they even be there? Cricket scores, this, that.
Yeah, but
And they showed that they are.
But if you've got like in the sweepstake Cameroon or Japan or or Serbia, you've
Up
got
the
a chance.
Cameroon.
haven't you?
they have showed that they deserve to be here.
You know, everybody's jumping in, got Argentina, you know what I mean? All of a sudden.
KG's got Argentina.
Yeah. He's, you know, he can be singing that Argentina song. He's been singing it all
No, but really, this is a massive
look, give the
shock.
ball away.
Massive
Another
shock.
ball on a pitch.
It's been a massive shock, but a deserved win for Saudi. I've got to say that.
They ain't won it yet. There's 4 minutes left. Anything can happen. This
They
is
haven't
football.
looked like scoring, have they? In the
Who,
second
Argentina?
half. In the second
I think
half,
they've just defended gallantly, mate.
well,
Yeah.
I think
They've
got,
just not
they've
been able
been-
to break them down, man. They've just got bodies behind it.
They've
This
had
is,
so
again,
much heart.
The way Iran set up yesterday was a little bit like Saudi have set up today, and that's what impressed me about England so much is that they.
Yeah. But Saudi.
Oh, good goalkeeping.
He's off his line.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
He's off his line, the keeper. Messi's skills.
Oh,
Too many though. Too many.
go on, clear it. Get it out. Well done.
They're backs
Give
against
something.
the wall.
It's a head injury.
This keeper's
No,
nuts. isn't he?
something's gone on. Yeah, I think he's out.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
The keeper clattered him, didn't he? Look.
Oh my
That's
God.
another one like yesterday, man.
Look at
He's out cold.
Well, look at the way he.
Seriously, the ref, they should stop that straight away. They've not done that. It's bad refereeing.
He's out cold.
He's the keepers look incoherent. Look.
That was
He's
what, that
out.
was actually
when
that
I
was
was-
worse
Need
than
him in his
yesterday.
face.
You see the way he
on his chin.
Wow.
You see the way that when he fell, his eyes rolled into his head
Yeah,
straight
that
away.
was bad.
How have they not
The
stopped
keeper's in
that?
bits.
I don't know
Look.
how they haven't stopped that game.
Didn't stop it, did they? He's in trouble.
God, that's
The keeper's in
not
bits.
To be fair to the referee, right? That happened and then the ball went
The
out.
linesman should see that,
So,
Robbie. Like, you know what I mean? He should have said that as an
they have
error.
then
He
stopped
should-
it.
He should have said that. That's an head injury. Stop that straight away.
Is he moving?
He's moving, yeah.
But you think of that, right? He's on his chin, you know.
Yeah,
That's like someone punching, that's like Tyson hitting you.
that one looked even worse than yesterday's.
He's got to come off,
they
man.
should never have let him play on yesterday. That
that
was
guy yesterday
terrible.
with the nose. I was like,
He couldn't even stand up properly. That guy. How is
You've
that
got,
that concussion protocol not
Yeah.
minutes?
you've got to
this
save
time
players from
they're-
themselves, isn't it?
they're-
You've got to save them from themselves
Yeah.
sometimes.
So this time now he comes off whatever happens.
He has to come off, man.
Even if he gets up, he's got to come
He's
off.
got to come off.
The
He hasn't
goalkeeper,
got up
I think
yet.
the goalkeeper's scared that he's killed him. Look, the goalkeeper's like being consoled by one of his
That's
players.
weird, like two in two games now.
That was like right
That-
on the chin, man. That was a
I
horrible
like
one.
it hurt, big time, big time.
Saudi Arabia.
But yeah, I mean, ref definitely should have
I
blown.
think he hurt his knee. That's what he's done.
I'm sure he did hurt his knee. He went.
No, I think he was
actually
more
clattered into
concerned that
him.
the referee didn't stop the game.
He's actually done well, the keeper as well, this game. He's been brilliant.
I'll tell you what though, if that Saudi defender wakes up a little bit later and they've won the game, I bet he'll be
Over the moon.
over the moon. It'll be worth it.
He might be out of the tournament. Oh, he's up.
Is he up? Is he
He's up and
standing?
walking,
Fingers crossed he is.
They better not make him play on though. Just sub him
Yeah.
straight away.
But why have they not got the? They must have the concussion protocol.
Yeah.
Mustn't they?
Yeah, they have.
I'll imagine that they have, but certainly didn't use it yesterday,
There's
did
absolutely
they?
no
These
rhyme or reason
Argentinian
for
guys
him
don't
to
look
be.
too happy, do they?
No, they do not. They do not.
It's the type of country
You don't
They-
piss
they
about.
don't
it.
take him
losing
to
too many
prison.
games like this, man. It's not going to go down well at all.
No, well,
They've got
that's
history of losing their first game though.
Argentina.
A few
Yeah.
times it's happened.
Is he up? Is he on the? Is he on
He's on
the
the
stretcher?
floor. He's
I'll
on
put him on the
stretcher, I
stretcher.
Hopefully he'll
They'd have
be
been
alright.
like, I think if they'd have scored from that, they'd have been like low, going mad.
Yeah, absolutely mental. But surely that would have had to be ruled out. But thank goodness that they're all right. He looks okay. Fingers crossed. Well, in terms of Argentina, we've been very disappointed. Would you not say?
Yeah. The way they started, you know,
Run
with
out of
all the
ideas, Abbi, I
disallowed
think.
goals and all that. You thought it's going to be like you said,
Yeah.
Nicky said, a cricket score, and
Run out of
they just, I
ideas.
think they've just been stunned.
A real tale of two halves. This game.
Yeah, they've
Real
just
tale
been
of two
stunned.
halves.
But I've got to say, the Saudi Arabian goals, both of them have been excellent, and they've defended brilliantly.
That second goal could be goal of the tournament.
That's the goal of the
still.
tournament. If you see like the way he cut in and everything, his touches before that, brilliant. That's what the World
Argentina.
Cup's all about.
Gary Nolan says Argentina on a 36-game unbeaten run. He
Jesus.
looks to be alive and
He's
well.
all right, like, cut his
all right.
mouth and all
Yeah,
that. Like,
thank goodness for that. So how many more extra minutes are we going to get in this?
Well, how many was it?
That's got-
Five?
it was eight.
I think it was about.
It was
Well, it
8 and that's
happened
been
at
about
five.
3.
That must have been
I think that's
happening.
3. I think
at
he went
least
down
three
on the
more,
run.
at
Another
least
5
three.
minutes at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
Another 5 minutes or so. Fingers crossed they can hold on.
Again, why have we got not a clock to stop so we know?
So we know the,
Why are
the
we
time.
guessing this? You know,
Do you have clocks in your house?
right? I do, and I've got a clock on my bloody phone, and that's what I'm saying. Even, you know what I mean, look,
Oh,
He don't use it.
through.
it's ridiculous.
Defended again.
It's obviously it runs a bit
Again.
late. His clocks.
Mandeep says the high line has done Argentina over. Martinez does not have the pace.
I think it's mad the amount of added time. I think Holland's got in the 99th minute yesterday. He had 24 minutes in both halves in the England game.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, but
That
there
stoppage was a
remember,
long,
look how long that
It
injury
was long, yeah. I couldn't
Is
work
it-
out the
is-
second one though.
Is it because now they're doing it properly? Because
must
in
be,
the
yeah.
in the Premier League, how many games have we seen? There's been loads of stoppages.
4 minutes, yeah, 4 minutes.
4 minutes, 5 minutes. It's like we've got these little standard times.
Yeah, when Arsenal were losing, it's 2 minutes. When we're winning, 6, 7.
Too many minutes.
That's a great ball.
Oh,
well
good
done,
save
keeper.
again. He's had a good game,
He's
that
had
keeper,
an
hasn't he?
absolutely
Yeah,
brilliant
people
game.
play well, man.
Looked
He's
like
had
it
an
looked like it got him.
absolutely-
He's cleaned one of his mates' clocks out, but
He's had a brilliant game, nonetheless. He really has.
That's what I say, though. Come and clean it out. You've got to clear it.
Go
you
on.
know.
go on.
Wouldn't it be great if they just went and scored another one just to wrap it
Sealed it.
up?
So this is the good thing about what is the fantastic thing about
Lovely
football.
ball.
Keep
Is
the ball.
that
Keeping
you
that,
can
go
be
to
a
the corner.
dominant side.
Corner.
Someone has said Lionel Messi is so overrated. Is that something you associate with
No,
Messi?
he's not overrated.
He's not the player he was. You know, when you're 35, you can't be.
He's still
same
probably
as
he's still been
Ronaldo.
Argentina's best player in this game, isn't he?
Yeah.
Let's be real.
I think they've all been pretty poor.
I'm with you. I think he's been poor. Look at that. It's poor.
That's poor. Di Maria.
These are
Was it
second
Di
favourites of the
Maria?
World Cup.
I mean, like, typical.
Your mate Di Maria.
Now he's
I
overrated.
mean, let's say Argentina didn't go through the group. I mean, that's an amazing opportunity for England.
Exactly.
What is this? Are they in England's side of the draw?
They are not on the side of the draw.
Well, a lot of people have been saying that
They're not,
if it all goes
but-
to plan.
Oh, no, it's
they meet
Argentina and
Brazil
Brazil in the
semi-
They're not on the
semi-final,
side
isn't
of the
it?
draw,
Yeah.
but it would be great
And
just
that
to
may
not have them in the
happen now because
competition.
If anything, there might be a runners-up.
They've got Mexico and Poland to play yet.
Yeah.
They're tough, especially the Mexico game.
Yeah. Even the Poland games.
Although I think Argentina will beat them too. But
she's got to be nearly
under a lot
over.
of pressure.
Sure.
Great opportunity for Saudi Arabia.
Oh, mate,
isn't it?
I tell you.
Amazing.
If they win their next game, they're literally there.
Sean Mitchie says Maradona would have pulled them through.
Yeah, that's the difference. That's the difference.
Not at 35, he wouldn't have though.
At 35, he was coked up, wasn't he?
Yeah, but even so, even if he weren't, he wouldn't have done it at 35.
Yeah.
He was
Time
in
is
his
that time?
30s when he was still pulling up, but not at 35. I don't care what anybody says, you know what I mean? Ronaldo, not the player he was at 37, is he? I think it's remarkable he's still playing at the top level.
Come on, referee.
Especially in modern day.
Yeah,
Come on,
it's just
referee.
incredible.
That's an
How many
organised
they
line,
got on
that
the
Saudi
back?
line as well. Look at that.
Brilliant. It's
That's
been
6
brilliant.
at the back.
It's got to be the last attack, surely. Surely.
Get it out.
Oh, what are you doing?
That's it, cleared. Come
gotta
on.
be it.
Surely got to be it.
Ref, blow
Blow the
up.
whistle.
Is that it?
No.
Wow, it's still going.
Oh, still going. Come on, ref, man.
Come on.
How much more added time? See, that's what I want to know. There was a big screen there.
This is 13 minutes. This should be about it.
They haven't really got, if they put it in the box like that, they ain't got no one to hit it. Look.
No,
They've
no.
got the height in there, haven't
They've got
they?
no real.
Come on, ref.
Carlton Bates, so 2002, Batista,
Batistuta.
thank you. Ortega, Veron, Poch, Hines, Zanetti, and many more did not win. It's not a team that will.
That's got to be it.
That's got to be it now, man. That's got to be it. Come on, ref.
Blow the whistle.
Blow up, man. Come on. Let's just give the Saudis a win.
His whistle's in his mouth.
This is an iconic
Yes.
moment.
Done.
Saudi
Absolutely
Arabia.
brilliant.
Big up yourselves. What a
That is
victory.
Absolutely
What an
brilliant.
incredible victory, man. This is what the World Cup needed, man. This is what the World Cup's all about.
There's always an upset. There's always
Well, I
an
think
upset.
Nicky actually said it could happen, and it did. You know, I didn't see
That
it.
is
Even at
incredible.
1-0 half time, never see that coming back. That is incredible performance. Two
Yeah.
wonderful goals.
I think
yeah.
for the tournament that's been played in the Middle East, for
That's
a
great.
team like Saudi Arabia in the Middle East to win that against Argentina, that is just
The thing is,
lifts the tournament, and that gives hopes to every.
But I don't
everybody
know
else.
what the relationship is between Qatar and Saudi. I don't know what the relationship's like. But if Qatar go out, I mean, Qatar were pretty poor the other night. That's a team that they can get behind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. I saw one of the interviews that the guys did the other night. No, it wasn't the guys did. I saw an interview on another, I think it's BBC or something, where a guy was from, I can't remember which country he's from. He wasn't Qatar, and he was saying that, you know, it's just to have the tournament here in the Middle East. He goes, I
It's
just want to see.
something
He
else,
goes, I think he's from Morocco, but he's going, I just want to see the Middle East excel. You know what I mean? So.
Well, they definitely gave a very, very good
Incredible. Look at it.
display
Argentina,
of
who
themselves.
are my favourites to win it.
Well, there's some poor. There was some poor performances out there. Di Maria, poor.
against all odds.
Romero, poor.
Romero was poor.
Otamendi, poor.
Right, let's quickly read through these super
Messi.
chats.
Messi.
Bruce
Bit
Wayne.
Spursy, that wasn't it?
Bruce Wayne said the last super chat was dumb. Lisandro Martinez was not on a field during any of the goals. He's their best centre back. And in loving memory of my little brother Gigi said Argentina will come back like I did from the concussion this morning. So yeah, I mean, I think this has been what we all want to see in the World Cup. You know, these shock results. Absolute credit to Saudi Arabia. They've displayed
Well,
so
the
much
fans are
heart.
happy, man.
And a
Please.
proper tailored two halves. Of course, we are still going to be here for Denmark v Tunisia. Make sure that you scan the barcode and enter the prediction battle. Play alongside your friends, play along with us. Just click on the link or scan the QR code.
If anyone
to turn
predicted
up.
anything to do
Well,
with
this
that
is what
game,
makes these picks so. It's such a good game, but it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Because you think, right, I've got it nailed on with this one,
Yeah.
and now you've got to go and do it all again now.
And
It's
honestly-
like, you know.
And for all those people who said that Saudi Arabia and teams like that didn't deserve to be
We
there,
didn't say to
maybe a
deserve to
team
be
We
like
there.
never actually said
Luxembourg.
We never said that.
If
We
you'd have been
never
here
said
on
that.
time, Robert, you would have actually known that, right? Yeah.
No,
What
that
did you
wasn't
say?
what we said. We just said
Luxembourg and San Marino should play off with Saudi Arabia to. I heard that.
Yeah,
Abbi didn't say it. Right? Now, listen. What you can do is you can look at that camera and send an apology to all Saudi Arabian fans.
I do.
You are sorry.
I'm sorry, but I actually said that. I was just saying to try and make it fair. Is what we were saying, wasn't it? Like,
they deserve to be there.
On today, I'm delighted for them.
And actually, as I said, they topped a group with Japan and that in it.
Yeah, and Japan are also a side not to be stiff now.
Yeah,
I've got to say they did. I've got to say they thoroughly deserved it.
Yeah,
and without their captain,
got a brace on that. The captain.
Actually, you know what, Lee? Right? You know, when I heard you also saying about maybe that, like they should play off. They do actually have to play off, don't they? Like,
yeah, I think they do.
I think a team who finishes like third in their side of the group then has to play off with a team from South America,
like Oceania and all of that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, they have to finish. They have to play off with a team.
Well, I've got to say, you know what I mean, like all credit to them.
But they've been brilliant.
Saudis are loving it.
And I'm happy for them. Man.
Me
Deservedly
too.
so.
Right, Velan says, Robbie, go get your comments from X and let us know what he obviously says.
Actually, I was happy for them until I remembered that he drew them out in the
sweepstakes. Send them in. Don't forget, guys, Denmark, Tunisia is coming straight up after this with myself, Lee, James, Swell and Raoul. Thank you very much, Lee. You'll see him in about half an hour or so then.
I'm going to go some more.
Robbie, you're off to Qatar now, hopefully.
Thank you very much. Well, you know, I've got to try and sort it all out. So I'm off to the hospital now, see my brother.
See your brother.
I might be back later this evening, but I'm not sure you guys are.
I'm back in tomorrow morning after.
But listen, I'm trying to get out there, man, and you know, after I see a result like that, I'd love to be out there. You know,
will you go to the next Saudi game?
I mean, yeah, I will. I mean, Flex is at that game, and I mean, he's
Messi gave the ball away there for that goal.
And Messi gave the ball away for that goal. What a finish!
Oh, it's
that
two great finishes.
Brilliant.
He had to put
Romero.
Got sat down. Got sat.
Toby, I'm looking for. Not even you, Abbi. Toby.
Oh, goodness
Romero. You know, he pulled out the last two Spurs games, didn't he? So
he
would be there for this game.
Right. On that note, before we go, Mark T said Argentina manager is so quiet. He's absolutely clueless. I want my manager to be animated, just like Arteta. Make your players know you're not doing well.
Do you know who the Argentina manager is, by the way?
I do not know.
Lionel Scaloni. He played for us in the FA Cup final. He's the one that gave the ball back to Gerrard.
Oh,
really?
That is a good stat, though. Thank you very much,
it's not only
Nicky.
Spurs, it's West Ham as well.
When are you next here?
I'm back in Friday for the England game.
Friday?
Yeah, Friday.
Okay, that's
I've got two on Friday, I think. So.
Oh, exciting. Okay, guys, so stay with us, and we will be back with you very shortly for the Denmark-Tunisia game. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Bye.
You can win an absolutely face-melting £125,000 in combined prize pots during the group stages of this World Cup. Put your football knowledge to the test by playing DR Sports Prediction Battle. It's easy to sign up. Just click the link, enter your details, make your picks, and away you go.